knockoff turquoise or other stones that look similar but aren't quite as valuable for some things, but not when somebody's paying me this well. Then I went through the store and went through like 70 strands to find the real ones. I went, okay, well, if that's what's available in real ones, then I got to get this order out quickly, then I'll make something work with those.
And to typical white eyes, nothing says Indian jewelry like turquoise. Something.
There are actual reasons for that.
Yeah. The shit was all over the damn place.
It's not just that. There's actually a lot of both spiritual, medical, medicinal, other reasons why different tribes have adopted it for different things. It was commonly used.
Yeah.
From South America up into Canada, it was commonly used.
Because out west, it's common. Back east, oh, this looks pretty. What this?
Well, if you want to know, pay us enough money, we'll sell it to you. I mean, or as Reese said, yes, it is rare to see an Indian sweat when we're counting your money. Oh, I know. I'm so terrible, aren't I? Well, to be fair, Williams literally looked at him and went, oh, save some of that Indian sweat. That's pretty rare. So it's not like he started that by any stretch.
Yeah.
Now, would you see me wear something like that?
Yeah. Yes, they actually did put out a Michael Burnham Ego figure. Why?
Because they really, really, really want everyone to like her character.
The case of well, do you really want to put out? Okay, we'll put out some, see if anybody buys any. There's one on eBay. It's showing they're $11.99. Like, that's not exactly top dollar.
You think?
And I'm paying certainly more for that for these old 74 the original figures. But no. Probably sell more Saru ones, because people like Saru.
Oh, but Mikey is the bestest ever.
I do kind of, like, kids like to reenact things with these things. Like, what are you going to do with Mikey's bug? Let's reenact when she started the Klingon War and got billions killed. Yeah, that's a. That's such an uplifting moment. Yeah. This is something we're going to follow the curve of 1,000 years in the future just because we like you, Mikey Spock, you traitorous witch. Yeah. Got your captain killed and eaten. Aren't you proud of yourself? And yes, she is. Look at the expression there on her face and everything. Put it up.
Well, obviously, as I'm working here, there's a bit of sarcasm and tongue-in-cheek attitude to a lot of what I do.
Just a bit.
I don't know why some people would find it that way. It's not like I give signs of that kind of personality. I said it's not like I give off signs of that kind of personality.
Yeah.
No.
Wherever would they get that idea?
Fuckers delayed too much on that answer.
Oh, fiddle dee dee, wah wah wah. Oh, they talking about.
Okay. Falderal and fiddly dee, fiddly faddly poodle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not everything in life has always got to be so fucking serious. Some people, I swear, their faces are like permanently mired into douche canoe mode. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they have to take it like it's a fucking hard cock right between the eyes. I mean,
Ow.
I do give off such lovely visuals sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I think that doesn't work. Ow.
So I guess I'm going to have lurking viewers today. Hi to you all anyways. Whatever you're watching, just remember I'm innocent. And whatever you think I may have done wrong, I didn't.
And super chats are available both on her channel and mine, if you guys know which one you're tuned in on. Yeah.
Hi, channel. Fuckers. I mean, you fucker. You brought her. I mean. There's times when I get into modes that I know I shouldn't say these things. I shouldn't do these things. Why am I saying this? Why am I doing this? And I look at myself and I question myself. And my brain looks at me and goes, because you're fucked up. That's why, bitch.
Yeah, that's so fucking fun. That's why.
Why do I do this? You're fucked, bitch. It's like I have this secondary voice that just likes to go, fucker.
Some people have an angel on one shoulder and a devil on the other. No, she's got two of them. No. Two devils, each shoulder, no waiting. Yeah. Or it could be the other may be an angel, but is drunk off his ass half the time. So, yeah, whatever. You know.
Drunken angel. Gee, just really going for the racial stereotype, aren't you, you fucker?
I wasn't going there. I was just,
Yeah, but you made it too easy to take that shot at you. What were you thinking? What are you, fucking dumb?
It's early in the day. I'm serving up softballs today. All right?
Don't be fucking stupid. I don't need it. I can come up with ways to torture you without. I mean, just saying.
Checking on progress on other things here.
Let's ask Steamy. Do you think I need help in figuring out ways to torture him?
Nope. You do a good enough job on your own.
Thank you. Thank you. Hold your applause until I really fucking piss you off. I mean, your time is coming too, people. Your time is fucking coming too.
Let's make sure I haven't picked up any weird subscribers lately. Weirder than normal.
I was going to say, weird subscribers. When did you decide you were going to boot me from your channel?
No. Let's just say subscribers that are not up to good intent here. Come on. And it's not. Am I about to? No.
All right.
Being weird.
Some leftover beads. But some nice little patterns. Always fulfill your shit, people.
5 minutes.
Always fulfill. Get that thing filled. Shove it in there. I mean,
Shove it in. All the way. No, all right. We're under 5 minutes. I really don't want to have to do another last minute, bid to nail this guy.
push them out. Shove them out. Way out. Boom.
Let me get on the subscribers. What the hell?
I don't know why some days I do the shit I do. Some days I think I'm insane.
Other days you're convinced of it.
And
All right, let's.
okay, that is going to need an extra 3 of these to go at the bottom. If I'm not using the little beads, I need extra pearls because those things fall right over the back of the head pin. Wait, which one of us is insane?
All of us.
Why choose?
I'm not insane. I'm brain damaged. There's a difference.
We're all a bit mad here.
We're all mad here. Not that I'm a crazy girl, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I know that quote so well.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't all the ad copy for and Stephen Fry when the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, that's not why.
I never saw the cartoon. I see clips of it.
I read the books, and then I researched the man, and then I felt sick having read the books.
Ah.
Oh my God, no. It does explain why he's so interested in a land of children's imaginations.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. That right there should give you all you need to know.
That's all we need to go. We don't want to get bounced just yet.
Besides, I'm focusing on the money I've made this morning and the stuff I have to ship out.
Money. Okay, well, GamePro has chimed in. Cheers.
Everyone here is insane.
Yes.
Valid answer.
Yeah.
Valid, especially if you're looking at Steamy there. I mean,
yeah.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh.
That's where we all stuff. Yes,
Robert,
I was raised on
my channel. Don't fucking strangle a cat. Let me do it.
Now, I finally started reading these guys. First one a little bit, from some, one of them on the set when they're filming. At the time, Spectre of the Gun was still called The Last Gunfight.
Bear in mind that is turquoise and pearl. That's not cheap.
Yeah.
I'm making pretty stuff.
Mm-hmm. But if observation sounds like with that episode, that was D. Kelly's third time being in some kind of dramatization of the gunfight at the OK Corral. In a movie, he played one of the Clantons. In an episode of You Were There, it was a CBS news. He was, I think, one of the Earp thing, and then Star Trek.
So to fill back in those coming in, and I'm so glad to have somebody actually chatting, not just a whole bunch of people lurking. So last night I was on massive amounts of CBD. I was sleep deprived but couldn't sleep. And I decided to pop onto my friend's stream she was having, which is literally known as the F It Show. This was not going on to something to seriously try to promote myself. This was going on to fucking bullshit and act like children. We'll just get that out of the way right away so everyone knows exactly what the thought and intention behind this stream was. And I went on the stream and I have some memory of being on the stream. And she started bragging to people that I made her jewelry and sent it to her for a birthday gift a few years ago, which I did. I was being nice and telling people about the stuff I've been dealing with and what I'm trying to get done. I woke up with 3 orders for jewelry sales. And they sent me the money when they told me what they wanted. So I woke up to $400 in my PayPal.
That's a big incentive to get off your butt and do something there. Okay. And we now have Dr. McCoy, so
I went, ooh, money. Okay, I'll get up and do my work. So I went to the store and bought the supplies to make sure I give them the best possible quality for paying that much money. Because you got to treat your customers well. Picked up some food, ran some errands, ordered a crap ton of boxes that I needed for shipping stuff we're taking stuff to my mom over the next few. Oh, this isn't a problem. This is just what I'm doing now and why I'm doing the stream. So I ordered the whole bunch of the boxes I needed for my mom's project, which, a whole bunch of gift boxes, about $100 order. Took care of a whole bunch of things, paid a few little bills off, picked up lunch and stuff for me and my husband, and have all the supplies and the money put aside for the shipping for all the orders. I still have about 70 left of the payment. So, yay. But I don't like it if people pay me and I don't ship within 2 days. So now I'm trying to chain it all out so I can ship it tomorrow. Which is the right way to have an attitude on this, right? I got paid. I better do my damn job.
Yeah.
Get your ass in gear, bitch. Or to quote a nut job who dances around with knives, work, bitch. I mean.
Okay, so hopefully all the stuff's going to go through, and it's not going to make my account go bleh. Yeah.
Cosmetic. Hi, sweetie. So most of this morning, between the 3 places I'm streaming, I've been averaging about 30 viewers, which is good. Good. I appreciate you all absolutely very, very much, and it is a great honor to get all that love.
Okay, so Dr. McCoy will be here probably the 21st.
Also, on Wednesday next week, or the 20th, I will be again on a lovely stream called the Ginger Cast for the 2nd edition. We did the first one last week, which went very, very well. And the second one's in plan, and the artwork is telling of the humor of the people doing this cast. I think that's the best way to describe it. I mean, I could just give it a simple view for people to see what plan is in works with this. Welcome to the Ginger Cast.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Hi, Suzanne.
Okay, so everything should be here ready for Dr. McCoy when he arrives. Most importantly, his clothes and his gear.
Yeah. And I'm in the middle of something. Don't interrupt me for your fucking stupid order, okay? So I will post to the streams closer to the date the links and stuff for people to follow to go and see that. And the last one was actually a lot of fun. We actually had some really deep conversations and a lot of tongue-in-cheek bullshit, and it was really fun. And we're planning this one again, and it may become a semi-regular thing. Yeah. Yay! My fellow soulless one. When we announced the first Ginger Cast, the person posted it, and the first thing anyone commented to it is are you sure it's safe to have that many soulless people gathered together in one place? To which I replied to him, I have plenty of soul. I have lots of souls. They're all from my victims, but still. Apparently, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
No, apparently about it.
Let me check, make sure. No, that should have been the last bid.
So this will be Wednesday next week. And let me double check the time frame. I gotta verify the time we're doing it, so I make sure I don't screw up and tell people the wrong time. Because I am a ditz. And because it's very capable for me to do that. Oh, the bigot I was calling out the other day protected all their tweets.
Aww.
Oh. You must have hurt his feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of goofy.
So I'm scrolling down for the Ginger Cast announcement. Give me a moment here.
I dig up the approved picture, but it's on the other computer right now.
Just want to make sure I give you guys the right time. In fact, he actually has the link up. So I can give you guys the link to watch. It's 7 p.m. locally for me that night, so. Thank you, Prismatic. And I am sorry about that part, Gamer, but at the same time, thank you for the love. Wow. So that'll be in Wednesday, and we're going to have lots and lots of fun. And I look so mild-mannered in that picture, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing going on behind those eyes, peeking over the sunglasses. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. I'm sweet and innocent. You know me. I'm so sweet and innocent and benign. Fair enough, Gamer.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little tongue-in-cheek. We talked about some of the stereotypes and ridiculous things people have said to us over the years. Some of the actual crazy bigotry that is happening towards gingers in society right now.
Uh-huh.
And we told a lot of inappropriate ginger jokes at each other. Now we're going to do round 2. Which I'm sure will be just as tame as the first, right?
No, of course. Yeah. Be a mere tea party.
It's like, I'm a ginger and a scalp collector, so what do you want? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm fixing my hair to match my roots before then. Because I don't know what the hell they did, but they put the wrong color with the wrong box. And they put the dark burgundy in with the red that matches my normal color that I'm supposed to be doing. And so I did the exact thing I've done every fucking time I've dyed it since I've been dyeing it at like 20-something when I started going calico in the sun because of my issues. And I didn't go back to my natural color. My roots are already starting to look almost blonde compared to this because it's so fucking dark. And I was so pissed. I was so pissed. So I commented to the company that this is not what the box advertised.
Check on us over here.
Especially since I use this box and this dye all the fucking time.
Ooh. All right, you.
We talked about both of those during the last one. And I talked about that and telling people that, yeah, I have the soles. I mean, I've got freckles on my scalp. I've got freckles on my toes and the soles of my feet. There is not an inch of my body that doesn't have freckles. If you look close, you can actually see they're speckled throughout here. I have very pale freckles, so they don't show as much in the cameras usually as some people's, but oh yeah. Both me and my husband have head to toe freckles. Yeah. My husband's Celtic. I'm Native. We're both somehow naturally in the ginger category. So, oh, hail the gingers, the ginger bitch. I mean, and there's part of me that wants to start a troll account called That Ginger Bitch. Just to see how people respond to dealing with it. I don't know. Would that be a little snarky?
No more than normal.
I'm not sure if I should be flattered or insulted by the way you said that.
Flattered.
Do-do-do. See, I spend a lot of time outside, but I kind of
There you are.
hide myself from the sun in obscene levels while I'm out there. But I work as a nature photographer, so obviously I'm outside a lot, even as the albino chick. Would I technically have less risk of certain health issues if I don't go outside? Well, yeah, because there's certain things that my conditions, both the redheaded pale and the albino, all kind of lead to being more likely to happen to me.
Of course.
But oh well, I'm not going to live a life in fear. I'm not going to sit here in the house going, fuck that noise. Oh. Dicks, airplanes, the usual, Quentin. I got $400 in PayPal for jewelry that I'm making right now. I used to sell a lot more, but lately it's been like this hit or miss phenomenon. Probably because of how busy my life is, honestly. So right now, anybody out there who likes the stuff I make, the stuff I do, bear in mind it is all available, all purchase. And anybody who wants a little something special for someone they love, or guys, if you're in the doghouse and you don't want the woman to stop in your sleep, buy her jewelry. I mean, we're simple creatures. We're violent as fuck, but we can be bought. I mean, I noticed Steamy is staying very quiet at that part. Come on, Britt. You know you want to say something.
I was just going to say, you could also advertise them for, they've got no sharp edges, so all the men out there with blow-up dolls, buy them some jewelry.
That would be really decking your girlfriend out senselessly, wouldn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
what I missed?
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're fucked up, Steamy. Steamy was suggesting that I should advertise jewelry as safe without sharp edges, so buy your blow-up doll some jewelry.
Okay. Bling for the blow up, huh?
It's like, okay. So I have how many
There we
chains here before I have to get into the next section? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and 12. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Perfect! But this means that I don't have the chains out yet for the earring and necklace sets that I set up. Only for the necklaces. That's fun. Somebody tell me why I'm friends with you fuckers again.
God, we're so warm and uplifting and supportive.
So you're a sports bra.
Pretty much, yeah.
That means you pinch the boobs?
It means
What?
we hold up, we gleefully hold them up to keep you up and perky.
I complained about not wanting ankle weights when I get older, and my husband went, I'll hold them up for you. Then he went, no, it's okay, honey. If they get that saggy, it's all right. You'll just be seeing me walk around the house like this a lot. And he puts his arm down and acts like he's groping at my knee height. At which point I started chasing him.
Yeah. Here's Neil deGrasse Tyson's post for the day, since this is supposedly it's the 3/14th Pi Day. He has stretched it out pi for that many digits. You can focus on that.
Yeah, I ain't. That's good enough. I ain't dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I did just hear Weird Al in my head going, I know pi to 1,000 places.
He did up to 8 lines. Oh, and George Takei's going after J.K. Rowling. Isn't that adorable? You're going to find out, George, we like her better than we like you.
And I've never actually seen her say anything that's anti-trans.
No.
She definitely says stuff that's anti-letting men in women's prisons and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's never said anything against the average trans person. Never. And I'm not a fan of her. I've never been a fan of her, and I don't like her. But I can acknowledge that what they're claiming she's saying is bullshit. It's not what she's actually saying.
Well, now they're trying to say she's a Holocaust denier because she didn't think. What?
Don't say that word on air. You know better. You know how fuckity YouTube is?
Saying that certain people, they targeted Trent. No, they invented Trent, okay? Early research was done by people in the camps.
Will you fucking drop this now?
Mm.
Well, these are the ones who are trying to portray that somehow Tolkien never used any of his faith or his war stories in his things because apparently either he was a full supporter of all-out allegory or he never used anything from his experiences or beliefs. Because what? No, what he said was he called out people who make everything so over-allegorized that it's not actually just a good story anymore. Which is, he's talking about, I detest allegory in all its over-the-top forms, is what he was saying. He also openly talked about using biblical characters, stories, and experiences he had more in his stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's a difference between inspired by and metaphor versus allegory.
Yeah.
But no. He never said that stuff. It's like, fucking conservative Catholic.
And he was trying to tell a story about elves and hobbits, okay?
And yes, there were characters. A lot of the races he created were based on biblical races. Does that mean that he was trying to tell exact biblical stories or that he was just sharing his viewpoint of the world and history in a fantasy story? There's a difference. It's like people have no understanding of nuance anymore.
Well, these idiots think that everything has to be overtly political and you must make statements. No. It's like saying because there were not overtly anti-war statements in a Roadrunner cartoon, well, they must be sympathizers. They're support. No, they're trying to tell a Roadrunner story.
Well, and these are
something like that would be completely out of place. And how the hell do you sneak in a swipe against Germany?
Stop a sec. Because this is the wrong argument here. A sec. Because they're not saying that everything has to be hyper political. They're claiming that nothing he did had any basis in his faith or his war experience because he said he didn't like allegory. There is a fucking difference. Just because when you guys write things, it has to completely represent everything you socially and politically are. And the same fucking people who are claiming it was just some mythical story he made up were the same ones who a few post-Squire were claiming that the fucking Silmarillion was proof that he was against the Germans and that he was against people who would be anti-trans today. It's like, wait, so you're one sentence you're saying he was political, and then you're saying he wasn't.
Pick one.
He was a conservative Catholic. Yes, he hated that part of Germany, as did almost every conservative movement in the world. You dumb fucks. That movement was not conservative. And that was targeting churches and religious people for execution. You incredible dumb fucks.
I think I'm getting sick and tired of being, they're far ultra right. No, they're not. Okay, they never were.
Are there some people on the alt-right who are trying to emulate it now? Yes. No, I've seen them. Yes, there are.
Well,
I have absolutely seen those cells. Do they actually understand what it even meant to be conservative, or are they following this because they've gone so reactionary to things they don't like that they're becoming what they oppose? And again, this is an extremist cell. Just like the extremist cell of the whole absolutist shit with all the trans and other stuff is not a representation of most of the left. We've got to stop listening to the extremists because they're fucking poison. And yes, this is more political than I usually get. I'm just fucking sick and tired of these lying ass hat douche canoe wannabes. I'm subtle, aren't I, folks? You don't have to be a perfect person. None of us are, in fact. None of us are, in fact. I'm closer than Bob, but still. I mean, and Bob's just like, well, fuck you too, bitch.
I'm going to restart the footer over there, some sort of update or whatever.
Why can't we acknowledge that this is bullshit? Why can't we acknowledge, the average person who really has dysphoric issues, who really has the medical conditions that can lead to needing the changes and stuff like that, those people are not the ones out there doing this activist shit.
No, they're trying to blend in. They're not the ones with the purple hair that say, respect back pronouns.
And you know what?
The English language. Okay.
I can show you a lot of people in the whole, punk, goth, emo culture who are getting fucking sick and tired of people using their hair color styles, their art, their culture styles, their dress styles for their fucking politics too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us, in fact. There's a lot of people who do that stuff who aren't that thing. The difference is they're not out there screeching or ringing, so people don't tend to notice them. It's human nature. We've noticed the worst examples of humanity, and sometimes the best. And very rarely do we notice anything in between. Why do you think so many people know who fucking Tate is? It's not because he's a decent human fucking being. He's not. It's because a bunch of people are fed up with feminists and don't care if he's a piece of shit to women. It's reactionary in its core.
Oh, now what?
Doom on all cocks. Doom on all cocks. I mean, I've given credit to Doomcock for some things over the years, including the fact that when I was new to this whole community stuff and so few people actually knew me yet, and I had my meltdown over Christmas time, and I had my post-traumatic issues flare up, the ones that actually reached out to me to take care of me were Doomcock and Anna. They were the ones who noticed that I was doing well and sent me support.
Yeah. Now Doomcock himself is, very nice, been nice to me and stuff. His mods are fucking psychopaths.
Not going there.
But but personally, he's been fine.
So it's like, but there's plenty of his videos and his stuff that I sit there and go, no, I don't agree with that. No. And it's awkward because I do kind of like him as a person. I don't agree with everything, but I kind of like him. It's okay. Now you can see the metal sparkling through it. It actually accents it some.
Nice.
And of course, being framed right in the cleavage there.
Well, that is where it'll fall when I put it on the chain. Look at. I do rant because I admit a lot of this shit pisses me off royally because they're playing such reactionary divisionist games, and then we got both sides denying the bigots in their own camps because they don't either want to acknowledge the extremists, or they are ones, or, well, acknowledging them would be helping the other side, so we're not going to do that. It's like, actually acknowledging the problems your side has would actually make the other side, to make the average centrist look at you and go, well, you actually are trying. And this is something where both sides are being stupid. By all means, listen to the centrist. We want proof that you're not just another fuckwit. Give us proof. And we're actually pretty pleasant to deal with.
It's like my concern about, like, oh, the constant accusations of your guys are racist, and then it's only going to drive people towards the actual, other extreme, because they're the only ones just standing up for you.
Like I said, there are these cells that are really bad, and the alt-right, as it's been described, does exist, but it's not what they're making it out to be. It's not everybody that's on the right. It's not that shit.
Yeah.
But it does exist, and they are scary as hell to deal with. Because somebody's been in the political system who has actually dealt with them.
Yeah.
And we do need to acknowledge they're there. We do need to say, we need to drive these people out of the system because they're not a part of us.
Yeah.
They disgust us.
But there is a
we
thing.
Don't support them.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Is that,
it's a bad idea.
It's sometimes the only way out. Otherwise, you're really on alone. It's like,
no, these guys are not any better, and they are also authoritarian. They want control of your rights just as much as the other side. They want to do it racially. They want to ban people from being in interracial relationships. They want to go after people. They are creepy. And they are absolutely what's leading this anti-native shit that's starting to go everywhere online. Which you've seen me deal with. From both sides, honestly.
And I put it forth that is not a right, conservative ideal. It's been stuck in there by a bunch of idiots who,
Well, again, the true historical liberal is not what you have on the other side right now either.
No.
What we have are people battling for progressive A and progressive B and trying to erase party A and party B and culture A and culture B that used to exist, neither of which were as bad as the caricatures they're turning into. And this is why I tell people on both sides, if you want to win people over, you have to address the insanity and the bigots on your side. You can't deny them. But as long as those people have the loudest voice, nobody's going to go to your side.
I just the other day pulled up a couple of things. Came across one from the 1966. Another one was Reagan's time of choosing speech from the '64 convention. Like they're looking like freaking prophets now.
And I didn't have a good viewpoint of a lot of stuff he did, but he's still better than the shit we have now.
Yeah.
And we've gone into a little bit why that kind of was not a good spot for my family, and whether or not people like him or not, we had valid reasons not to.
Yeah. But in '64, he's like, still having to make clear he's no longer a Democrat. Stumping for Goldwater. And the story about talking about friends that was talking.
What do you think of the first three focals?
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty, huh? And they are wire wrapped with actual sterling on them.
Yeah. Nice. We're talking about a few friends. I was talking to a guy who had escaped from Cuba. And the guy said, we don't know how lucky we got it. I said, how lucky you got it. I had someplace to escape too, And that kind of drove it home. Like, if we fail here, we got no place to escape to. There's no outlet for us. We're the last hope. We're the last stand for this, for this type of thing. If we go down, then we are truly fucked.
And that's why I keep trying to drive home to people. Trust me, the average native, we fucking love our country. We want it to succeed. We want it to succeed really badly. We are patriotic. We're not the enemy here. It's tiring that so many people act like we are because really they're hurting the cause. They really, really are.
Yeah.
Because most natives are pro-life, pro-gun, pro-constitution, and serve in the military. Who do you think would be on your side? The easiest is conservatives. If you stop,
certainly not fans of high taxes either, high regulations. No.
If you would stop belittling native culture because you're reactionary to the people who talk about stolen land and stuff, stop calling everything a victim card and actually hear native issues, you could win them over. And while we may not be a huge segment of society, we actually have a very swaying vote in several states.
So I'm going to start, doing my little stumping thing. Everyone's talking about, slavery. We dealt with slavery, okay? We could argue reparations were paid in the form of several 100,000 American dead soldiers. There's your reparations right there. Yeah? And the people who were directly affected, they got their 40 acres and a mule. To, yeah, that was done at the time. You ain't eligible. You never... But you never picked any cotton, and I didn't, raise a whip at you. So screw you.
But the people affected by the regulations on IHS, by the restrictions and reservations, by some of these loophole laws against natives, by the medical experimentation that happened in IHS that a lot of people are still dealing with the medical side effects on in them and their children. Like those are places you could legitimately say there is a place for some form of retribution, not against everybody, but if the government literally fucked you over or screwed your health, they do owe you for that. And that should have to come out of the pockets of politicians, not taxpayers.
Yeah, that's an ongoing situation now. Yeah. Not,
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Yes, they do call it flyover country. And they, again, McFadden was the one who was bragging that she uses her rich money as a little Celtic bitch to try to sway elections in the states that have the highest native population. And didn't like that I pointed out that the white woman was trying to erase native voices. I was right. Fuck you, Beverly. Beverly, you're a bitch. Anyway.
But yeah, they look at the, all they care about, and that's what, and the one thing is, no, America is not a democracy. In fact, they specifically put things in place to guard against a democracy, because straight democracy always degenerates into tyranny. They get tired having to do it themselves, so they vote in some guy here. You handle it, and that's how we get little, guys with funny mustaches who failed as an artist, and become suddenly,
Although. The unpopular opinion, his art actually was well done.
It wasn't that bad. That critic,
he wasn't a masterpiece. It wasn't masterpieces, but he actually was a decent artist. He should have stayed there instead of becoming a psychopath. But he wasn't a bad artist.
No, it was okay.
Which does say something about the artist community. I'm just saying. As she sits here making things as an artist.
Nothing. If only Charlie Manson had that audition for the Monkees.
Yes, Kermit. I said you. Yes, that is it. And then I ranted more on it. They have this viewpoint that the only people that count are the people in these few coastal states, and everyone else doesn't matter.
Yeah, because their population outnumbers.
Welcome back, Quentin.
Like the population of the Los Angeles, the greater Los Angeles area dwarfs that of most of the states around them. Not even just the rest of California, but Arizona, Utah, New Mexico. Put them all together, you don't equal as much just as Los Angeles. And especially if they run San Francisco on there, they can just. So that's why we don't have a democracy. That's why they guarded against. If they'd done a democracy, then all the votes would have been, in the start. Virginia would have run the entire thing because they had most people. And New York City and them, screw the rest of the country. And that's the thing. No, don't. No, everyone else has a voice in here. Like they'll think, about, democracy is, 3 wolves and 2 lambs voting for what's for dinner.
Actually, it was 2 wolves and a lamb. But
2 wolves and a lamb. A representative republic is a well-armed lamb contesting the vote.
I'm sure it doesn't shock you at all that I actually know the quote.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a cynic. I am very nihilist in ways. I don't believe that these fuckers are ever going to change. It doesn't mean I don't try to fight it. Doesn't mean I don't try to encourage that change. It means I just don't think it's going to fucking happen. I think they're all a bunch of fuckwits. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Complain without the Constitution. Not if it wasn't for the Constitution, we'd be in a dictatorship right now, and would have been for decades. We've had some true idiots in the presidency,
and some of them have tried to push it towards a dictatorship.
On
both sides, absolutely.
I'll include Lincoln in that. Okay.
You know my feelings towards him.
Yeah.
Look, can I acknowledge that there was actually a lot he did for the black community, begrudgingly, even though there has been evidence that he had black lineage. He didn't really care that much about them overall.
It's also overblown of what he did. He didn't really do much, okay? The Emancipation Proclamation didn't free a single slave. It sounded pretty.
Like I said, I can acknowledge he did do some things, but it's been overblown, and they use that to ignore the negative ways he treated natives and other communities and the things he did harmful. And that's why I'm not a big Lincoln fan by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. You definitely used the war to pretty much toss the Constitution in a filing cabinet for a while.
You've thrown me off a little with the Hitherland comment. I've never heard anyone call it that.
The hinterland,
I've never heard anybody ever call the middle of the country or the South that before.
Not the hinterland,
Overall, I agree with your points. I'm just confused at that.
They were definitely trying to put it on a glide path towards eventual extinction, because that was the whole thing. The 3/5 compromise has been, it's great. No, because the South wanted to count all the slaves for representation, and the nonsense. You want them to count.
There was an actual reason. It's not that they wanted them to count. They wanted them to count, and they wanted slave owners to have the right to vote for their slaves. In other words, the more people you treated as property and abused, the more voice you could have to silence people, so you could make them your property and treat them as property to abuse.
Yeah, it was actually a little worse. But the thing of the 3/5 was like, no, you want them to count, then you free them and give them the vote. Then we'll let them count.
Yeah.
But if we didn't do anything, said, no, you can't count them at all, they wouldn't have ratified the Constitution, wouldn't have had a country. So it was a compromise. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll sign on for that. But
it was never this thing to defend slavery or to dehumanize people. It was actually trying to silence that stuff.
No, it was trying to incentivize freeing your slaves. You want more political power? Free these guys. Let them vote. Make them citizens.
Do I think it necessarily worked the way they were trying to use it? Do I think it had flaws? Of course it did.
Obviously. That's why we got a civil war eventually. Because it wasn't doing anything.
But it was not the fucking attack on minorities they pretend it was.
No, it was trying to be a more gentlemanly way of eventually incentivizing getting rid of this strange institution we got stuck with. So they we didn't invent it. They've been gone for thousands of years and still going today in North Africa. And other parts of the world, it's still very, very active,
Slavery has existed as long as man has existed. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's not something that we've gotten rid of. It's gone more underground in a lot of the world, which has actually in some ways made it even darker the way how far they're going and what they're doing to these people. But that's a whole other discussion that goes into things that I would get in trouble for talking about online, including the fact that their policies and their open border are fucking feeding the fucking predator traffickers who are targeting Native women. And it is.
When they're filming, what was it?
Wind River.
No, I'm talking about the movie they just did with Caviezel. I'm blanking on the title, and I think it's The Drive. It's on the other way. But when they're filming it kind of on location, down around there, while they're filming it, they came across, or somebody let them know, a couple hundred kids that were being trafficked. And they had some Navy SEALs along for security and a technical advice. So they ended up freeing 200 kids during the production of that film.
And by the way, another thing here, to go into this whole discussion, it is not a Democrat or Republican party, the whole kids in cages thing, as they talk about it. It's happened since before Clinton. Both parties have been a part of supporting the system that created it. And while we need to revoke these stupid rules that say that, you put them in these restricted places, you strip them from the parents, and then you've got them with no caretakers for days, and some of these kids are going through horrific shit and ending up sick or worse from it. That needs to be fixed. But do the kids need to be separated from the person they're traveling with long enough to verify the person should actually have them?
Yeah.
That they're not being trafficked across the border one way or the other? Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially when they know he's got a record. No, you're going to prison. We're not going to stick the kid in the prison cell with them. That's the whole point of why these holding facilities are.
It is a system that has been abused. It has gotten worse, but it's a system that absolutely needs to exist to protect these kids from predators. And so should both parties rally around, this is bullshit, let's fix the system so while these kids are being verified as safe, we're not putting them through stress and harm they don't need to go through? Absolutely. Do you think most people on both sides would agree to that? Most people, if you take out the extremists, the ones who either don't want any immigration, and there is that sect, or the ones who think that it should be a free-for-all, take those few out, and most people would go, well, yeah, we do want to make sure the kids are safe and they're being transported by somebody who actually has a right to have them. Yeah. That's pretty obvious.
And there was rule in place that requires just a quick DNA check, just a cheek swab, and check it, make sure this person's actually related to you.
There's issues with that when it comes to adoptions and other stuff too, though.
But mostly not a problem when you're dealing with the crowds coming across, and just something, But no,
DNAs have more issues than people think. Actually, with that. They're actually not as often accurate as people think they are. That's why they're often required extra tests if one comes up positive. But B, because again, you're not going to come up positive to every family member. You have an aunt or an uncle who was adopted, or you were adopted, or other stuff. Suddenly, the people you're traveling with don't come up accurate anymore.
Point of being, it was something in place.
Yeah. It was something.
That was one of those rules that was tossed out on day one when a certain poopy pants, senile old
Anyway, stop, and let me finish my fucking point without just making it, because I'm trying to focus on the actual issue beyond just this person or this person. And okay, we can honestly acknowledge that that's an issue. And while I don't think the DNA test would be the best way to do it because of how much there are legitimate couriers who help family members travel to and from their family on both sides of the border. There are other situations. So I don't think it's a free-for-all. Should it be an option that they can use for some of the situations? Sure. And did it need to necessarily get instantly shut down? No. That's where I had the issue. Do I think that it wouldn't work overall? Because there's a lot of situations where DNA wouldn't mean anything to whether or not they should be with them. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a fix-all.
Yeah.
But can we acknowledge that these people the same ones who say that you need a free-for-all with abortion because of sexual assault and incest and medical, which is less than 2% of all of them, are the same people who say, well, we can't do this because there's these exceptions. It's like, you realize their entire lives are about making laws about the exceptions, not the rules. Now, those exceptions need freedoms and protections in all of these cases. We absolutely do need to take care of these exceptions. But do we need to fucking try to make it sound like those are the majority or the situation for most people? No, we fucking don't.
Yeah.
Care for the exceptions, but don't act like that's most of the situations.
It's like banning bus travel because one kid got sick on a bus in Kansas City.
Let's look at it this way. Who here can actually tell me, and you'll get points for this with me, what is the number one reason that people actually get abortions globally?
Because they got a whoopsie and didn't.
No.
No?
Gender selection.
Oh, yeah. That's, I'm thinking Western civilization, usually.
Globally.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Western civilization, it's still almost 40%. This is literally, I am a ways into the pregnancy and I'm going to kill this kid at a viable age because it's the wrong gender.
Mm-hmm.
That is the majority globally of abortions.
Yeah.
Anybody here have a problem with that?
Yeah, that's...
How about all these people who say that this is about female rights? The fact is, in gender selection abortions, it is almost 80% that are aborted for being the wrong gender are female.
Mm-hmm.
So what about those females?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I lean to the pro-life. I have a lot of problems with the extremes on both sides of this argument for a lot of reasons. But can we stop with the whole safe, legal, and rare shit? Because that's not what they're promoting right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not promoting safe. They are promoting legal, but they're not promoting rare.
Mm-hmm. No, they abandoned the rare thing. It's on demand.
Yeah. And there's a lot wrong with that. And I have problems with where the culture has taken it. I also have problems with banning it.
Yeah. Because then you got cases like the poor woman in Texas.
No, it's actually... Yeah, go ahead.
Was forced to carry a stillborn kid. That the fetus was not alive. No head developed. Not even much of a brainstem. This would the kid would have died in 5 minutes if it wasn't even alive already. Was being forced by the state of Texas to carry this kid full term.
Yeah, and by the way,
and had to go and out state to finally take care of it or being blocked.
Most of those cases are usually actually not the state forcing it, but doctors going, well, I don't want to get into an argument with the state, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, it doesn't, yeah.
And the thing is, even in the old days before Roe v. Wade, most medical ones were already protected. Mm-hmm. They actually were. They were not uncommon medically. It was selective ones that were frowned upon in society.
No, the dirty little secret about Roe v. Wade. She admitted later on she lied. It wasn't a rape. It was,
Don't say that word.
Yeah, I know.
I have been dodging that word through this entire conversation because it can get me flagged.
But but it's because she was a stupid teenager and got knocked up.
Well, the thing is with that whole case too is that she didn't even say that she necessarily wanted one. What she wanted was that the person that was conceived the child with her couldn't press charges on the doctor if she did get one. That was the entire premise of the case originally. Yeah. And she decried it, saying that what I actually wanted is not what they've done. Mm-hmm. She became a pro-life activist.
Yeah. But it's like even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said it was not good law. The science was dodgy. It just wasn't, and said it was gonna, something's gonna knock it over. So hopefully they get something better to replace it with.
But I mean, so we can acknowledge. I mean, I know a lot of people that fall onto the liberal and mostly pro-choice side of the spectrum who still say there's absolutely no reason it should ever be done in the late terms. I'm sorry, there is a point in stage in pregnancy where you are less likely to have serious side effects from having an emergency C-section than one of those. Mm-hmm. There's no point at a certain stage to end the life when you're trying to save them.
Yeah.
And there is that to acknowledge as well. But the thing that's really telling with a lot of these situations is, as I was starting to respond to what Kermit said, it is really actually common, even in the U.S., for women to be dragged down and forced into it by the person they're with, or family members to drag them in to get them to have one to cover up what was done to them by the family members, or dragged into these clinics by pimps and Johns to force them to get one. So again, no evidence. And I have witnessed girls being dragged into these clinics and the clinics helping do it anyways. I mean, I've witnessed it and been testified in cases about it.
Like, they get paid. Why should they give a shit?
That's it. They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They fought. This is where it really started to hit the line where I knew this was not what they were claiming it was about. They always say it's about protecting these women. And yet when a law was trying to be passed, and literally the only thing this law would do would require any of these clinics to meet medical facility standards and have a doctor on staff that could help the women in case of emergency. And they said that you're trying to suppress women's rights. I'm like, they're trying to protect the fucking women.
Yeah.
Because women do die in these clinics bleeding out because there's no doctor on hand to help them when things go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not you agree or disagree with what they're doing, you don't want them to fucking die like that.
Yeah. There's no Rush Limbaugh line about, you know, pro-life. No, I am pro-choice. I just prefer the choice is life. You know.
But when they protested a law that literally would just make Planned Parenthood and other abortion-based clinics meet medical standards like a hospital clinic has to, and keep a doctor on hand to help the girls after or help in emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
The minute they protested it and tried to stop it, I went, no.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done. This isn't about helping women. This isn't about helping women.
I mean, if they had actual medical staff there, then they couldn't get away with, you know, selling the fetal body parts in there and
yes,
doing little song and dance numbers with a fetus.
Let's not say too much of that vocally, because again, I'll get hit for misinformation. I know this place. They do fucking do it. I've seen the videos fucking too. I watched the unedited 6-hour fucking video on it where they actually sat there with the footage interviewing them in the offices. And I did because my godson survived 2 forced abortions done to his mother against her will. He lived through 2 that were done to him with neither of their consent. The first one, and this doctor was getting paid to convince these girls that they needed them, that they needed him. Not that he was doing these. He would convince them, well, something's wrong with the baby. I need to go in and see what's going on. And he'd open up like he's doing checks on the baby, and he'd go in and cut the baby's head open. I'm not kidding. This is what was done to my godson. And this has been testified in courts. When that failed to kill my godson, he did the saline shot. It went through my godson, through his little heart, and hit her uterus. He lived through it with a few minor burns and 6 years of his life on machines to keep that heart functioning when he was little till it could heal enough. But it burned her so bad it took 15 years of medical treatments and surgeries to conceive again. 15 years.
Yeah.
This was a homeless girl because her family threw her out when they found out she was pregnant. She was 15 and the doctor did this to her without her consent. This is stuff that's happening in this country that people deny and hide. Obviously, I'm pulling the stream down quickly after for reasons.
Yeah. Well, when you mentioned this, when Kid Sis was on, she is very adamantly. We've had a few arguments around about the whole issue. You got her to shut up. She didn't say a damn thing when you were talking about it. So, like,
she's on the pro-choice side.
She's on the pro-choice side. We've had, what about this and that? And I've tried, but then you got that.
And again, I don't.
Yeah.
Begrudge having those choices when they need it. I don't.
No.
Because I know there are cases where they do. But these cases, these situations have to be addressed as well. And again, I oppose the states that are trying to hear and inject pieces. Now, there are laws that they're trying to pass that would actually step into interfering with medical help and saving a mother and stuff like that. And I have a problem with this.
Yeah.
And I will stand with the other side on those ones.
But the vast majority of the laws in place, though, they have exceptions and the usual one. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you the law that they've been trying to keep getting to go to vote in Iowa here
Mm-hmm.
would actually make abortions for cancer treatment illegal because it's not an emergency that second. Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I think Steph could chime in on that one because
Because
the friend or relative decided opted against that, and it took her because she didn't have
we had a woman that was connected to the church
Mhm.
groups I work with and I'm involved with who
Mhm.
was in her early 20s when she was pregnant, married girl, so looking forward to being a mother.
Mhm.
She was 5 months along when they found out that she had cancer that was very quickly developing.
Mm.
And she said she couldn't do it to her child.
Mm.
Because at that point, it was responding to certain words and phrases she would say to the stomach. It was learning at that age.
Mm.
There's a point where the babies are starting to develop the brain.
Yeah.
She couldn't do it. She carried it.
Yeah.
They induced early labor as soon as it was safe to.
Hmm.
And it was still too late. The cancer killed her in labor.
Yeah.
The baby lived.
Mm-hmm.
I still know the baby and father, in fact.
Yeah.
That was A, her choice.
Yeah.
And B, I consider her a hero for being willing to die for the child.
Yeah.
But no woman should be forced into that situation.
No.
That has to be a personal choice.
Yeah. I think what they really need to develop is some kind of incubator type thing, so that they could some way if they could take the fetus out and put it in a in an incubator type situation. So that then
they keep trying to develop an artificial womb, and I hear all these religious people going, "No, you don't do that. You're playing God." It's like, would you rather that these children die?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women who would never opt for the medical abortions if they had a way for the child be removed safely and cared for.
Yeah.
Would you rather take away that ability to save that child?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. It's like we can find a common ground. There's common ground to be had on every topic.
Mm-hmm.
If you put aside ego, vanity, personal opinions, and look at the cases as is and try to find what would be best for the most people, to protect the most lives, to help the most people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really not a big issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do as humans, trying to intercept our viewpoint on other people, trying to act like every person has the same moral compass that we do. That's where we get lost.
There's an old story about, the Red Skelton told me one of the things, but there's a big flood in the Midwest, and this old guy sitting on his porch, totally flat. The guys come by in a boat saying, "Come on, we'll get you safe." "Oh, no, the Lord will protect me." And then goes on, and pretty soon he's up on the roof because the water keeps coming up. And another boat comes by. Hey, go, come on. No, the Lord will protect me. Eventually, he's on the roof. The water's up to about his neck, and a helicopter going, "Wait, we'll drop a ladder." No, the Lord will protect me. He drowns, goes to heaven. "Lord, why didn't you protect me?" "What do you mean? It's such a 2 boats and a helicopter."
And I knew that joke, but I'm still going to let you go with it.
Yeah. It's like, stop thinking we're playing God. Could be on behalf of God. Okay, he's sending the die. He's sending the artificial. He's sending the advances to try and get the.
And that's unfortunately where we're at in this. We have the extreme points are winning every fucking argument. And again, this is not usually a political or social channel for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Me and him don't even agree on a lot of topics.
Yeah.
In fact, we kind of rant at each other when I'm on his channel. But anyway, but this is what drives me insane. Most people are pushing extremist views right now because they don't even know better. And not even because most people are actually extremists if you actually sit them down and talk to them. Because most people will come together if you sit them down long enough and figure each other out.
Yeah.
But we're being divided, intentionally divided. And it's saddening and sickening. It's pathetic. We can find a common ground. We can make a difference with each other. It's not hard. I'm I'm very much a centrist. I very much have views on both sides. I very much believe working together is the best way to find solutions to minimize the impact and harm on either side. I don't hate people for being city folks or liberal. I don't like the people who bash on people for being redneck or urban. You know, Earl, urban, rural, all this shit. What does it fucking matter? We're still people in the end of the day, and most of us are just trying to be the best people we can. Now, granted, that's a pretty low bar for most humans. We kind of suck as a species. I'm not going to lie.
Okay, Anna just trying to say she has an important announcement to make.
Sure, go see what it is.
Well, it's in the group chat. It's about Mammoth and me. Okay, well. Well, they're going to rebrand their channels.
Okay.
It was on the heels of Mammoth. We're not going to be posting political, religious, or drama-related topics anymore on there. And honestly, I need to do that as well too. Yeah. Okay, so.
Okay, if it's in the group chat, please don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
With privacy.
Yeah.
Please.
No, it's a public announcement. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just
all
I want is people to try to find a way to find a common ground and find a way to help each other. And yeah, just be compassionate. We can acknowledge what's being done to natives. We can acknowledge the problems that the inner cities have. We can acknowledge the good and bad on both sides. We can acknowledge that being hateful to people for being white is not going to fix those issues. It's only going to further divide us. We can acknowledge the good in every group if we put aside our egos. As I sit here and I weave jewelry, I rant. This is probably my hormone therapy where I just quit fucking caring what I say anymore. I admit it. When I'm on my hormone therapy, I'm not as anti-political as I am other times.
Yeah.
I think that's the bitch side.
And Parrothead just posted a thing. It's actually a fairly tame one from Parrothead.
Okay, then I'll allow you to share it.
All right.
That seems about right.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems about right for what a lot of modern art is.
Yeah. Well, there was going to be lunch, but then it burned.
You remember that? I don't know if you watched much Simpsons, but the episode where Homer became the artist after beating the shit out of the grill he failed to build. And they called it this raw, unfiltered statue, and then they started asking him for more stuff. And it's like, literally, he went psycho trying to build a grill, started beating the shit out of it, and they decided it looked beautiful and haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Quentin.
I think that was some of the modern art I see on TV. It looks like a white blank canvas with a red square or something, and people pay millions for it.
I've never understood the whole modern art culture. I much prefer art that takes a lot of really hard, devoted focus and study to really learn and craft well. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm a retro artist. Of course I would say that, right? And I realize the classification of modern art isn't really modern art anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We need to come up with a new term for it because a lot of it was a century ago. But be it as it may.
Once upon a time, Toulouse-Lautrec was modern art.
So, for the necklaces I'm putting together, let's see who thinks I've gotten a lot done here. 1 second. And yes, I put a lot of wire wrapping and sterling into this.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
You think those will be pretty on the necklaces?
Oh, yeah.
Or dolls.
So obviously, I'm going to keep one of them for myself, too. And I'm going to keep the long one because it's kind of a ridiculous one to try to sell. It's going to be kind of hard, too.
Yeah.
But pop that over there. Let's get the little sterling chains I use, which have gotten tangled. Yay me. I was ticking when I moved them earlier, and it shows. Holy crap. My brain issues, right? I know deep down both, I have some hope that most people want to be better than they are and want to understand people more than they do. And yet I have a very cynical view of humanity. Or as we call it, optimistic, pessimistic. We're pessimistic about everything, but we have a faint hope inside us that we're wrong. Or borderline nihilism. Okay, so let's get some.
All right, let's get a look here.
Jump rings out. And I'm going to show my customers these soon.
Okay, and Dr. McCoy has been shipped. Should be here Tuesday the 26th.
Okay. So put this here. Put this here. So now let's see if this piece brings out a little bit of the crazy native side. And a little bit of the phallic because of how long it is. But how's that? That's basically boob jewelry.
Actually draws your eye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm good with that. I'll keep this one. I'll wear it around my husband. I'll get attention. You don't have to fall in the boobs, you know. When the necklace is like, but it's warm there. I mean, it's a big warm hole.
Like Kate Winslet in Titanic.
Don't compare me to that slut. I fucking hate that character with a passion, and I hate what they did to real people's stories for that. They spent so much time getting every dish and every piece of the Titanic as accurate as possible. And then they literally took real people's names and fucked the stories over and changed who they were. I kind of have a problem with that. But that character, do you know why that character pisses me off? Here I am. I've got this fiance, and I'm going to just go cheat on him while he's up there trying to take care of me.
Because
this guy's an artist, and he painted me nude like a whore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Draw me like one of your French girls. Yeah. It's like, how about moving over a little bit on that door, you fat ass bitch?
True, Quentin. I'm like, I don't like most romance stuff because most of it glorifies cheating, other stuff. There's even an amount of that crap and that glorification and that kind of mindset in freaking ones like Casablanca and shit. Even Jane Eyre.
Mm-hmm.
This great romance story about her falling in love with a guy who literally drove his first wife mad and locked her in the attic. That's not a red flag, anybody, right?
Mm.
The romance genre overall is absolute trash. And I'm a hopeless romantic. I love true romance. But most of what people promote as romance is not romance.
No.
I mean, look at some of the beloved romance stories of all time. Love means never having to say you're sorry. Only if you're a sociopath.
Yeah, I like in What's Up, Doc? Barbara Streisand, before she went nuts, threw that line right back at Ryan O'Neal in the last scene in that movie. And love means never having to say you're sorry. He bats her eyes, and he looks deadpan. I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
As he should have.
Yeah.
It is fucking moronic. And I absolutely hate that shit.
Yeah.
So, I'm a hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
But I hate most of the romance genre.
And I still hold What's Up, Doc in very high regard movie-wise. Saw it in the theater, actually.
Bridges of Madison County. I have a devoted husband for many years. The day he goes away, I start sleeping with a homeless man who showed up at my door. What the fucking hell?
And my family traces back to Madison County, Tennessee.
I'm like, look, I'm just a bored housewife. It's not my fault I had sex with a vagrant in every room of my husband's home. What? You fucking whore! I mean...
He worked for National Geographic. He's an upstanding guy. I think.
The guy showed up as a vagrant at your door and you believed everything he told you and slept with him in multiple places of your home while your husband was out making a living to feed your lazy fat ass. How is this a romance story? I know, I'm such a sweet, sweet girl, right?
Post the link again because apparently Anna didn't get the hint. Okay. Apparently having to talk Mammoth off the ledge of, I'm quitting Twitter forever.
Yeah, I've had to talk him off that ledge a few times.
Yeah.
Exactly, Quentin. It's like these Christmas movies. These Christmas, Hallmark, even a lot of bad sci-fi movies. Their underlying romance story is always the same few things. He's a businessman. He neglects me. Oh, I was traveling, and even though I had this hot boyfriend who loved me, he's too uptight and stodgy, and I found this freewheeling thinker that loves me even more. I was like, you fucking sluts. I mean...
I wonder if we could apply this to, say, Sitting on the Edge of Forever. Because Harlan was trying to do a romance with Kirk, and he was ready to throw the entire universe away for the sake of this, mission worker or nothing.
And look, was Kirk a bit of a man-ho? Yeah.
At least that's the current, the common legend here.
He was. I'm a TOS fan.
Not as much as he was. I went there and
Let me fucking finish.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're going to let me state my opinion before you fucking interrupt for yours.
Go ahead.
As I said, halfway through, yes, he was. Was he as bad as they made the jokes about him? No. Was he Zap Brannigan? Mm-hmm. No. Was he fucking falling in love all the time? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a hopeless, like, Fonzie type who falls in love with every fucking woman who bats her eyes at him the right way? Yes. Mm-hmm. But was this like every episode like they portray it as? No. So there's some truth and untruth to that. But yes, he was a bit of a man-ho. So was Fonzie. And they were both actually very loving men when it came to how they actually saw women. Mm-hmm. They just fell in love with everyone.
Yeah.
Hey,
so it's like, was Harlan Ellison the Angels calling that same thing by having Kirk ready to throw the entire universe away for the sake of, Edith Keeler?
A woman.
And having Spock having to be the one to, hold them back and be the cold-hearted bastard.
Which, let's be honest, was a little bit of what they're making fun of with the whole Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll have what you always wanted. Platinum blonde on the planet. Schwartz.
Ain't I something?
Well, say goodbye to Starfleet for me.
I'll see you on Hollywood Squares. Bye-bye, Jim.
Again, so yes, the joke of the stereotypes. Stop now. I'm fucking talking again. The jokes of the stereotypes have some basis in reality, but obviously were taken to a great extreme that were kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what most stereotypes are. They're rooted in a little bit of a fact, and then they get stretched to hell until you can't even recognize the fact anymore.
Yeah.
That's a stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there is some truth to it. And, yeah, I think Kirk was actually a little bit of the inspiration behind Fonzie, actually, in some ways.
Mm.
Because it wasn't just that they fell in love constantly. They actually really loved the women and were very protective of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was a certain level that was not usually included in that kind of character that was brought out in both of those, where they weren't just man-hoes.
Mm-hmm.
They genuinely cared about the women they were man-hoing with.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually kind of appreciate that, because not every walking hard-on has no regard for the women he's a walking hard-on for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a little of that was Roddenberry putting himself in, because most of the women who had affairs with him or were married to him glowed about how he treated them.
Oh, yeah. He was seriously about it,
He was an absolute man-ho to the nth power. And I think that the little bit of that he did put in Kirk was actually because he was putting a bit of himself in the character. It was a self-insert.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of a shameless one.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he wrote it worked, so we can forgive that.
Yeah.
And again, as I've talked about, he was a shameless plagiarizer.
Yeah.
Most everybody knows that,
And Shatner was going through his own issues at the time with his marriage slowly falling apart as things went along. So he played along with it because he got the, smooch these cute little starlets every so often,
Come on, we all know that the men want to kiss the girls.
I mean, let's consider Conscience of the King. Bill Shatner is about 35, 36. Barbara Anderson was 20. Okay. So he got to snog some,
Kiss the girl.
Yeah.
And again, was it shameless? Sure. Mm-hmm. Was it also kind of fun?
Certainly for Shatner.
Even as a viewer, even if they never pan out for him, obviously if he's falling for this girl, either something's going to make sure that she can't go with him or she's going to die, which did happen in a few of them.
Yeah.
But even if you look at like Next Gen, even Picard and Riker got several girls through the time they were in the shows.
Mostly Riker, but
But Picard still had a few though that he had
eventually,
serious interest
you
with
got tired
throughout
of
the
seeing,
shows and movies, you know.
Yeah.
So, but there wasn't as many. But then again, even in that early days, there were women still coming on to McCoy and the others in that cast too.
Mm-hmm.
It was still obviously Kirk most of the time, but it wasn't as one-sided as they portray it in the stereotype.
Yeah.
God, I am such a fucking nerd.
I plotted this out many, many years ago. The thing, look, how much?
Many,
and I went through
years
every
ago when
episode.
I was 23. I mean,
every episode, start to be finished, and went through how much. And then outside, no, he was barely in this one. No, this was Spock's story. No, Balance of Terror. Yeah, seriously, no. Doomsday Machine. No, most of the thing. He's like maybe in the course of 79 episodes. Maybe 7 times he got lucky. We're only one absolutely, 2 absolutely confirmed, pretty much. Wink of an eye.
There were a few other girls. There were a few other girls throughout it that he had definite flirtations with.
Oh yeah,
but he wasn't falling in love every episode, which is the stereotype and trope.
Like
was he falling in love far more often than he needed to for the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but cat's paw. He was trying to free his crew. Yeah, he's going to use it because you've been using my crew too. But only really 2 confirmed times. Paradise Syndrome because he got Miramani pregnant, and then Wink of an Eye when he's pulling his boots on and she's brushing her. How the hell that got by the censors? God only knows. And there's a few other ones I don't. Probably. But most time it's like mostly exploitation. References to past conquest back in the days, Ruth and Janice Lester, that probably but then that's a case of he learned the hard way. Don't stick your dick in crazy.
And if you count the movies, obviously he got lucky another time that was referenced because he had a son.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the fan speculation. The fan speculation is that. Carol Marcus was the little blonde lab technician that Gary Mitchell threw at her. I almost married her. Well, there you go. Okay,
What the?
I'm not even going to
try.
I'm not even going to try and decode that one. No.
That was obviously an Iowan joke.
Yeah.
Not everybody here are farmers.
Yeah.
And I think that by the time that's supposed to be that time frame of the future, that's going to be even more so.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there now.
Bear in mind, I am a less than 1 hour drive from Riverside, where he's supposed to be born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of next on my list of sights to see.
Well, if you do ever make it over here, obviously I'll have to meet up with you.
Oh yeah. Probably do a joint video at the museum where they do a little thing. Okay, here we have this is the very desk from Data's quarters. Autograph on the side here.
Oh boy. So I have 5 necklaces. 6, including the one I'm wearing, done with this turquoise.
Yeah. Now, it'll probably be part of a larger road trip, like eventually wind up in Washington, D.C., so I may pay proper homage to the Enterprise. That's been on my, essentially my bucket list since I was 7. Okay.
So you want to go on a holy quest to see all the Trek sites?
Not necessarily all the Trek sites, because most of them are actually in California, so that's the opposite direction. But
I was just commenting on your level of nerdy fuck up. I mean,
yeah. No, I said I've been to the Kingsland sets twice. Okay, I have sat in that chair. Okay, I got a picture of it. Like hell. Where's my avatar?
In some ways, yes, Quentin. I've spent a lot of time in Riverside.
There we are.
I don't like that they moved the birthstone marker.
Mm-hmm.
They did that during the whole COVID times. They took down the old setup they had back behind the buildings along the route where the future cemetery and birth and hospital are supposed to be and stuff. And they moved it to City Hall so they could control people coming and going during COVID. And it's just not what it was before. It had the neighbors next to the site had done this mural down their entire fence of the Enterprise and the solar system and all this stuff. And it was fucking beautiful. And it's not that anymore, unfortunately. I do have pictures of the old setup, though. But it's not what it was.
But we can go large on me for a minute here.
No!
Well, I'll just say, this picture is not Photoshop. That is me on the bridge of the Enterprise in Kingdom, Georgia, okay?
I know. I've seen the photo a million times, and I'm busy.
For those tuning in late, though, but you know, like I said, you know, the Ticonderoga sets, they're fine. Museum, picking a replication of the actual ship, basically, with plasma screens and everything. You want to see what it was actually like on the Desilu sound stages, go to Kingsland, Georgia. Those are working sets. No, they're not pristine, perfect. You can see the wood grain. The buttons don't quite set. But that's the way it was. Okay. There's an open wall over there where the cameras are, you know? Things just stored in another room. You know?
One sec. Got to respond to the chat. So, yes, Quentin. Yeah, unfortunately, during all the lockdown time, they completely changed that and moved it and started restricting how many people could visit it and when. And even now that they've opened it back up to the public, it's not what it was. It's not the same. It's just not. And it wasn't even right when that first started. It was partway through it they decided to move it. And it was like, no, you moved one of my favorite spots. Fuck you. I mean it fucking. You broke my fucking heart, you fuckers. I mean.
And I'm about to start a thing here with Anna and Mammoth here. Because she's talking about getting another. I don't go fucking with the other thing. Okay. The one's going to put a ring on it. That'll start something.
I swear those two flirt all the time. It feels like it. Because they're always taking shots at each other, then flirty after, I swear.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, when you said they were doing that notice, they had a notification thing for us, our announcement. I thought they were going to say they were together or something.
I was half expecting that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about her and Mammoth. What, you finally going to get... Well, who knows? They may have just started something. No, and I do want to see the Ticonderoga sets just to see, but see how the other half lives. But,
I swear they should get together, though. Yeah. Look, Anna, Mammoth, if you're watching this, just shag already. You'd both be happier.
But he's got to get your nut off.
If they're watching this, I'm going to hear about that comment.
I've sent them the link, so they got no damn excuse.
Okay, I just thought of something else I want to make a few necklaces with.
No, now Quentin's asking, how are the cats? Yeah.
Oh, God, thank you.
How is Henri, by the way? I haven't heard about him.
Well, as I did announce on the other stream, but I don't know if you were here at that time.
I don't think I was.
They don't think there's anything in that tumor. It's very much acting like a middle-aged fatty cell.
So just more.
So they just want to watch it over the next few and make sure, and if it changes, biopsy it or remove it. But they don't think there's anything to be worried about with that.
Or just suck it out.
Then we had to deal with the fact that she was overdue for her rabies shot. And she's been pissy as hell with us off and on all week since. She hates it. Especially since the required place for them to do the rabies shot would be the hip right where her fucking birth defect is.
That would be.
She tried to punch the vet in the head. And the vet just pulled back and looked at her like.
Apparently that's your new thing, punching people.
Cats are assholes.
Yeah, but punching as in no claw, just clenched fist and boom.
That's not new. Jazzy taught her that when she was a kitten.
Here we go.
Jazzy learned it because I used to actually spray her if she hit me with claws.
Mm.
And she wanted to hit me, so she started just
bump.
But no,
Josie
she
would do the same thing.
hissed like hell at that vet
Mhm.
and just pulled her paw like this, twisted it like this. So it was like this direction, and then swung towards the vet's face as hard as she could. I pulled her backwards. The vet stepped back, and she just missed her nose. I was with the vet goes, okay, sorry, sweetie, we still have to give you the shot. And she just looked at her like, mm-mm. What part am I not getting through to you that I will cut a bitch kind of thing, right?
Hey.
Okay, so any minute now on that fanzine.
I just realized something. I still have some leftover turquoise I didn't use for all my other pieces here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole bunch of larger arrowhead charms that don't quite work on most of the dream catchers.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I throw some of those together with the turquoise and pearls?
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't take but an extra hour or two, and I'd have a whole bunch more jewelry pieces for my mom to use. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, post the link again. Get in here. But they didn't get a reaction though. They're laughing their ass off. They, when are you gonna put a ring on him?
On him.
Yeah.
You said on him.
On it. You know.
Yeah, but that's not what you said. You said, when are you going to put a ring on him?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a slip. So are you saying Anna's the more manly one?
No comment.
Actually. I was, after I said it, my brain's going, well, actually.
Yeah, now the attention of that. Put it that way.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, I love you both, but actually.
So let's see. The fanzine is any minute now, really. Same with the Batman paint by number set.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Belt will be should be
10,
your
11.
Phaser.
All right.
The Spock's phaser on Saturday, and then the phasing communicator on between the 25th and 28th.
Okay, so if I do this right, I should be able to make 16 arrowhead necklaces really quickly. And since I'll have the pearl and the turquoise, I can also offer those to my customers in alternate style for the turquoise ones they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And I have enough necklace chains to do it. So that actually is a good idea, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's any day now. Tuner should be here Saturday, as the TNG tricorder.
I've no more fucks to give.
It's more fanzines on Monday.
Panther and Baby Girl are doing fine. They're just evil shitheads.
So yeah, everything should be showing up just in time for McCoy to get out of the box and then right into his clothes. So, but yeah, back to when I started.
We're happy as long as you stay in your clothes, Robert.
Yes, but anyway, started.
No, you don't get. But anyway, I'm my stream. I'm in control here, bitch.
But I started reading it and opened up.
No. Fucking I'll talk over you until you feel it go numb in the face or start screaming.
You're being a putz.
He knows he is. That's why he's laughing so fucking hard. He knows he's being an ass.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, people watching this who don't understand that this is friendly teasing, they're watching me say that stuff going, oh dear God, how big of a bitch is she?
These people are nuts. You know.
The question to the chat, how big of a bitch am I?
No comment.
Because you can smell your own?
Wait, what about 5'9"?
notice when I said that one, Steph didn't comment.
Oh, hush.
I'll let someone else speculate on the way. So, yeah. All right. Let's see if anything interesting showing up in the email.
Oh, a few more days and I'll get my ring.
I've no more fucks to give. Not that that's a statement, mind you.
Mm.
Yeah,
I see what's behind you and insultingly tell you to shut the fuck up.
All right, June.
Remember, she was just lecturing you for being rude to me.
Mm-hmm.
Steph,
What?
I love you.
Yeah.
I love
Don't be
you
a fucking
too.
hypocrite.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that ring for so long. Forgive me if I crow about it a bit.
You know, I have a nephew who, when they started releasing the really fancy lightsabers during the whole, Revenge of the Sith era,
Yeah.
when he was fucking 6 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they released those out in the store, and my sweet little nephew is in these stores looking at one of those fancy $200 fucking lightsabers.
Yeah.
Trying to get us to buy it for him by explaining to us that I've wanted one for 10 years.
You're not even 10 years old.
It's been on the shelf for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 6.
Yeah.
Well played. Nice attempt. No. Let's go. Right? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, are you really fucking kidding me? I'm not that gullible. And I'm not buying a kid a $200 lightsaber.
Yeah. Especially at that time, $200 you can't do anything with.
I mean, they were fancy when they first released the really high-tech ones, which that was that first round of those. And they are collector's items now. They're worth more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't buying a fucking 6-year-old who's like me and autistic and hyper and just easily distracted a fucking $200 lightsaber.
And frankly, if they're not dual capable, no, I'm not interested.
I don't care what you're interested in.
If I can't whack somebody in the head with it, what's the point of it?
Well, it wasn't actually very solid plastic pipe one.
Exactly, yes.
So you could hit people with it. But
that is one thing. Yeah, that is one thing with the Galaxy's Edge lightsabers from Disney. You can. That's how a guy do it, and he did full on starting light and thing went on a full on baseball swings and still held up pretty well. Yeah. So yeah, they cost a couple $100, but they'll work.
Yeah, and that was it, and it was the early edition of those, and was there a part of me that wanted to buy it?
Yeah.
Was there a part of me who would not have given it to the child?
Yeah, exactly.
If I buy this shit, I'm not giving it to you, kid. And he just looks at me like, but Auntie, you love me. It's like, yeah. But that doesn't negate each other. I love you lots. Mine. I mean,
you don't know the power of the dark side.
Especially since the one he was trying to get me to get him was the double-sided one.
Yeah.
The cool one, yeah.
Actually, I've got that on my watch list, but it's not the $200. It's the.
Let me ask you, every nerd here on this panel, would you like a copy of that first original high-end version of that?
Whoa!
I wouldn't say no.
Bob's like, if I could get it for a cheap enough price.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking about, also my personal style. I'm thinking, really not the dual bladed ones, but yeah.
See, the dual bladed one that they did then actually made logistical sense with how sword fighting and quarterstaff fighting and stuff was done.
Yeah.
It was a different skill set. It wasn't fencing, but it was something you could actually do that kind of fighting with.
Yeah, because that's what Ray Park generally is more proficient is staff fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he knew about it before, but I saw a double-bladed lightsaber on the cover of Tales of the Jedi back in the 90s. By mid-90s, well before the prequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I thought, that's a good way to chop your own arm off, I think. But
it's a brilliant design compared to the dumb shit they fucking did with the
what, that Swiss Army knife thing they did with Dark Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I would love this shit.
That looks. I think the blades look a little on the short side, but let's see.
Yeah, the one that the first version I remember them releasing, it was a one-piece item like this.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And it was a bit longer on the blades and the handle. Yeah. And it had buttons all over that damn handle that did different stuff. Yeah. You even get to say movie quotes from the fight while you were swinging it certain ways and shit.
Yeah.
It was badass.
Mm-hmm. I don't really care for the talking thing. I don't want my weapons to talk to me, okay?
Yeah, but this was a LARPing tool.
Yeah. Just make the sound when you come on and make the sounds when I think, but I don't need you talking, okay?
It was for LARPing.
I know. Well, so are these technically.
Yeah, but there's a difference between play fighting and actually trying to LARP out the storyline and stuff like that. Yeah. There's levels of nerd there, and one's higher than the other. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's getting into membership in the Get a Life Club.
Hey. Yeah. Sword fighting and LARPist since she was about 5 years old here.
All right, well, I said getting there, okay?
In other words, you're backpedaling just a little bit here.
If you were sitting there in Jedi robes with nothing but Star Wars stuff around you, and you named your cats Yoda and Anakin and stuff like that.
No, my nephew was obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog. That's why when I brought Jazzy home and she started having kids, her children were Sonic, Tails, Big, Gamma, Shadow, and then the little female kitty they adopted in the middle of all this, Amy. And I swear if she'd had more, there would have been Knuckles.
Yeah, but when you guys were talking about the lightsabers, just brought something to mind, and I don't mean our sword fight up on Lookout Mountain. Whole entirely different thing. Yeah. They actually have a practical use too. Yeah, there was a couple times when
if I can get this thing working again. Still wonder what the hell happened to it.
Yeah, there was
finally went in storage.
Bob, shut up. There was a couple times when the power went out here and it was out for like hours and hours. And we both had to go to the bathroom, so
very effective light stick.
Yeah. Yeah, beat the hell out of using just that little flashlight on the end of your key ring or whatever.
No, there's one bit from Big Bang Theory that really showed them Sheldon's on some kind of survivalist kick where all the essential and their Sheldon's going now and Leonard's going over to Penny's and let me show you your light sticks. And he fires up. I got a light stick. Fires up a lightsaber.
You're making me regret this conversation now.
Shut up, Bob.
It was a good gag. Okay.
The entire fucking show, I swear.
It's gone downhill since laughing.
Steamy.
Yes.
You can be replaced.
Oh, be nice.
Oh, trust me, there's only one of me.
Thank you, God. You heard my prayer. Sorry, you walked into that one.
Oh, shush. He's a
My
nice
channel.
guy.
You don't shush me.
He's
Shush
a
your
nice
husband.
guy.
Shush your husband.
Anna
No,
said
don't
she's
yeah
too
either.
stressed.
My channel. I am queen here. You are not.
Anna's saying she's too stressed out to join in right now.
I'm going to
No,
lose my fucking mind.
I could say something there, but I'm not. No.
That's not what I'm fucking swearing at. I swear I'm losing my fucking mind lately. I've no more fucks to give.
Can I do that one?
Don't help.
No, something else. Oh, I can't do it anyway. Don't have the drive here.
Not taking a hint worth a damn.
Yeah.
In other words, shut up, Bob.
Now that start downloading something. Oh, that drive is on the other computers. Don't do it.
Again, your husband. Is the off switch broken or defective?
Yes. Shut up, Bob.
I'm not saying a damn thing. I gotta go to the bathroom. Hold on.
So now's the perfect time to talk about how much of a pisser he is. I mean,
Well, when you're done in there, honey, give me a drink.
We'll put Brian in the chair.
it's almost 4:00. I need to figure out what my schedule is tonight and when I need to get off here. I needed to use up that chain because that chain was not good for me.
Wow.
But that chain, it's a nice chain, but it's too small for me. But it came with my necklace I got for my Christmas gift. And it's actually a chain from Kay that's solid silver.
Wow.
So I needed to use it on something nice. So a drop with sterling wrapped on it and a bunch of pearl and turquoise is even a good one for that one. Right?
Right.
So it's been a weird day. Oh God, we're fucked even more.
Oh,
I mean, hi.
Bite me.
Hello.
I don't want to die of food poisoning. What the fuck?
Oh, Jesus.
Is that Mammoth in the background?
No.
I know what it is. I don't know. Bob said get in here, so here I am. So, and now he's gone because he's a turd.
And as soon as you came in, you got insulted because I'm a bitch.
I've been
Yeah,
busy
Bob
doing
said-
homework.
Yeah, Bob just had to go. Whoa.
Oh, I had to start working on stuff today because I woke up. Okay, so I went on my friend's stream last night,
Mm-hmm.
which, is named F It Show. So obviously we don't take ourselves very seriously there.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked a bit, hung out a bit, and then she was talking to her followers a little bit about the stuff I make and that I sent her a box of jewelry and stuff like that as a birthday gift a few years ago, which I did. It was a gift thing I did for her. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing to people that I do this and that I do sell them. I woke up this morning with a few requests. And by the time I could get out of bed to start trying to make the requests happen for the people who requested them, I was getting out of bed with $400 in my PayPal. So I'm working. Because I decided that was incentive to get off my ass.
Nice. Hey, money's always incentive to get off your ass. I've been doing homework all day. I am currently reading about the health benefits of rye.
I fucked up.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I just realized I forgot to test something a few hours ago when I was supposed to. So now I don't have the information I was trying to gather. Which means I'm going to have to do it all again. Because I was trying to test my reaction to a new food. But I got distracted by the work I'm doing.
Ooh.
But I did not have a high reaction because if I get over 140, I know it.
Yeah.
So now I just need to figure out exactly where it was. Next time I can do this.
Let me switch to a wired headset. This one that's only got one earpiece working.
You having fun out there today, Quentin? And I know that this is partly the X viewers and partly Twitch and everything else. My viewer count this entire stream has been between 28 and 39. But I've had very few chatters during all of that. So I've got a bunch of lurkers. I still love y'all. Lurk away. It still gets me views. It still helps me get my name out there. Love y'all.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, much better. Greetings, Obabable.
Oh, good God. Somebody help us.
Why? Because Bob's back?
No, because he brought you in and then came back. It's like he was trying to fuck me. I mean.
So that's a different angle.
What?
So apparently when I let her in and the first thing I said is, oh God, she's here. Somebody help us. She said, bite me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That seemed a standard greeting on this channel.
So what, are you on the phone or what?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm sitting on my bed doing freaking homework.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm reading about the health benefits of rye.
Yes.
Rye and oat and rice, and I just finished the whole chapter on lingams and stone fruits.
And hopefully learning the joys of not having to deal with idiots at Goodwill anymore.
You know, I'm actually finding I'm considerably more relaxed.
Amazing how that works.
Yeah. And I did send an email to Dr. Morell, who has refilled my Ambien, by the way.
Good. Okay, wasn't working.
Yeah, no, I sent her the 4-night results of the Balsamra, and she was like, yeah, no, I'm refilling your Ambien.
Yeah.
I'm like, please do.
Yeah.
So, because I told her it was supposed to kick in after half an hour. It wasn't kicking in for like 2-3 hours, and then I was waking up at midnight, and then I wouldn't get back to sleep until like 1-2 in the morning, and then I was nearly missing my alarm.
So do you want me to tell you how good my sleep cycle went last night? Okay, so I told you I went on my friend's stream last night, right? Lovely name of F It Show. We clearly don't take things that seriously. I went on this show because I was having trouble sleeping yet. I had already taken a total of 3 of my little chews that I take usually. Or the equivalent of almost 40 megs of CBD, which at my rate is quite high. Yeah, I've noticed I can't hear you. So, would you get her to reset?
Well, we got Steph, or you know.
Whatever's going on with her, I suddenly can't hear her. I don't know if she's trying to screw with me or what.
What?
Mackie, you're muted for whatever reason. Cannot hear you.
What the crap?
There we go. Now we can get you.
So I took almost 40 megs last night because I was
Okay.
hurting, I was ticking, I was in pain. Now remember, I told you 20 makes me drowsy.
Mm-hmm.
I took almost 40.
Mm.
And then I decided it would be good to go onto a stream of fucking crazy people that's named The F It Show.
Mm-hmm.
I have very little recollection of this. And what I do have recollection of is not necessarily things I want to recall. But I woke up with a bunch of sales from doing the show. So obviously it was worth doing it, right?
There you
Something
go.
worked.
Could have been worse.
I'm sitting there going, what did I fucking say last night? And they're all laughing.
God.
Like, I don't like when you laugh when I ask that.
Mm-hmm.
That sends this red flag up that says, woman, you fucking humiliated yourself.
Mm.
I mean, granted, I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with sometimes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shocking revelation, I'm sure. Steph, suck a fat one, bitch. Anyway.
Hey, Bob, I think that's your cue to go do some work.
No, hold on. What?
I said suck a fat one, not a flaccid one.
Speaking of which, I've officially solved the mystery of Soto's onstage boners.
Oh, joy. Well, with the media.
Why am I supposed to give a fuck about this?
Because it was what
no
I did
more fucks to give.
Because I got to tell somebody.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
We don't care.
Okay, fine, whatever.
You could see her steaming like, I want to talk about these boners. I want to act like a little child and talk about boners. Please. You want to be so childish. You're like a teenage boy just discovering he has one. What's this thing? I'm sorry. Maybe that was
okay. Enough about boners.
Miss having them between your legs. I mean,
You bitch.
I love you guys.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Just like most men, you're fine. Okay. And everybody who's watching is like, what the fuck did this just turn into?
I solve a mystery, and now we're all on sex talk. Yay.
Oh, like this channel goes through a period where we don't talk about sex.
Welcome back to Love Line. We're Adam Carolla's off this week.
Well, Bob, Steph, and I are all trapped inside, so
Yeah.
nothing better to do but than figure out weird shits.
Figure out weird shits, be weird shits, whatever. Potato, potato.
We need
and I am sitting in my privacy, Pop. I'm so happy. I love this thing, okay? Get over yourselves. That's $250 I ever spent.
Why do you need a little privacy canopy thing when you live alone?
Because I have really bad anxiety. The outside world is full of shit.
And sometimes you don't want the cat getting in.
It's not so much even the cat. I usually leave the flap open enough for her to get in. It just sometimes I actually have to close the door and just curl up and cry for a while without like even the ghosts in my house knowing what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, because I'm sure your piece of fabric stops them.
The building only goes back to the 70s. Okay.
Yeah, but still. Well, anyway, I like
Sweetie,
my
you're
privacy pop.
Sweetie, you're nuts.
I like my
And
privacy
stop belching
pop.
and stop belching into my camera and mic system before I have
That's
to boot
not
you.
me. I am not belching.
It
I do
sounded
not
like
burp.
it with your timing
Nope,
there, so
I
it must be
do.
stuff above you.
I do not burp in people's ears. I'm not cruel. If I do that, I'm gonna mute my mic. Okay.
Staff.
I didn't do anything.
I don't think I did.
Talk with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it was steamy. It didn't sound like his reception.
No, it didn't sound like Winnie the Pooh got a honeybee stuck in his throat.
The burp had no accent.
Well, you know, the 100-acre wood is actually in Britain, so.
Duh.
I do like honey.
Hey, honey is delicious. There is nothing wrong with honey. I ever finally get over to Britain to do anything productive, I will be buying copious sums.
Well, you know, we've got a connection at Pitcairn Islands.
I know.
Best
need
honey
to-
on the planet, you know, or purest at least.
I do actually need to get onto that Dutch expat site. God, I want that coffee back so bad. That and I want my laundry detergent, damn it. That stuff worked great. Oh, hey, Quentin. How are you? Sorry.
No, the privacy bot did make more sense if you were staying here and you took over the dining room for a while.
Yeah, but the privacy pop makes me feel secure, okay?
Right.
Leave the privacy pop alone, god damn it. It is my way of isolating when I need to isolate, okay? And it is non-destructive and I don't have to reconstruct my entire house to do it.
Stop getting defensive. We're allowed to tease you.
Besides, it's got stars all over it. It looks fantastic.
Yes, you look like a little girl in her canopy going,
Yeah, the
"Ooh,
outside
sparkly."
goes.
Ooh, that face. I got it.
Do we get a little mobile to hang in there? Little thing there?
Oh, shut up, Bob. Quiet, you obnoxious hobbit. Jesus.
That was fun. I mean,
I'm going to go back to talking about Soto Ghoul's boners if you don't knock it the fuck off.
I can always mute you or throw you backstage.
Yeah. This is her chance.
Also, by the way,
Ooh, arrowhead.
Sweet.
Whoops.
come back. Tell her to get her ass back in
I'm
here.
not sure. I don't know if that was her bailing or something screwed up.
Either way, get your ass back in here.
God, I suck.
What did
Thank
you
you
do?
for announcing your pastime to us. I mean,
All right, now what did you do just now?
I think I accidentally bumped something on my asshole phone because my asshole phone hates me to begin with.
Well, it's an asshole phone.
Yeah, well, I'm an asshole, so
about your asshole.
I am an asshole. Jesus.
I'm an asshole.
Oh God, Roy sings that to me every fucking time. It's already 3:00. Jesus, where'd this day go?
Buried in snow.
Up your anus.
Pretty much.
No, I was reading this first Inside Star Trek thing. You know, while they're shooting, at the time was still called The Last Gunfight. Hadn't changed the specter of the gun yet. And there's, Doug D. Kelly, like the third time he'd done a OK Corral thing and spinning his gun, getting the whole, into the holster. It's like, yep, he knows how to handle the gun.
Oh shit.
And the scene with our Kirk, there's got to be a way out here. Cut, and then there is right to the front door. And she popped again. There we go.
No.
You might want to get on the
Wrong with you,
computer.
Dorcas?
No, because if I get on the computer, then I got to deal with Miranda. She's only messaged me 9 times today.
You can ignore these things. You know.
Yes, I know. Problem
Or,
is, it
you
comes from my
know-
damn phone.
Or, put yourself into private modes or invisible modes. And
No,
just
no, no, no,
pretend
no.
You never fucking saw it.
On Etsy, it doesn't work that way, especially since she is a top client. So, yeah, unfortunately. And
What?
nothing short of going to the
you can't
Netherlands and
just say-
smacking her ass.
You can't just say, I'm busy today.
I did say I'm busy today. I've said I'm busy today for every day for the last 10 days. She's not listening.
Then
She's
that
so
crosses the line besides being a client. At that point, they're being a harasser.
Well, I told her she needs to start doing some of this research shit on her own and stop relying on me to poke the bears. So
Maybe she needs somebody to poke her. I mean,
she's over in Europe and she can figure that shit out on her own.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I'm a good girl.
No, I tell her about stuff I'm looking at on Etsy, and all of a sudden she's got to have it. So I'm just gonna start sending her like links to all of my ghost shit because of the fact that she actually doesn't like Ghost. She's like, I've heard one song of theirs and I was not impressed. I fall asleep listening to their asses. I was listening to Kiss the Go-Goat this morning when I got up while I was making the coffee.
I'll agree with her. I'm not impressed by them, but the rest of it sounds like she's a naggy pain in the ass.
Yeah, she can be. No, she's the one who wants everything astral travel and everything to happen immediately and then gets pissed off because I've been doing it since I was a child, and yet I can't tell her the secret how to do it because I'm not quite sure how I figured it out myself.
Well, again, I
let
think
you all know.
I think it was a reaction to a rather horrible childhood. If there's a good way to escape, just bye.
Get out of my body and go
exactly.
elsewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna wander the astral plane for a while the idiots are back home.
Oh, I'm going to Andromeda.
Hello, Price is Right. Oh, Price is Right. Oh shit, where'd I put that? Fucking where'd I put it? Oh, fuck! There was something I was going to show him. Where'd I put it? Fuck. This should make him think of something.
Ladybug.
There's a reason.
Pretty. Ladybugs are good luck.
There's a reason I'm showing him that, isn't there?
To generate sales. Yes, you want to buy these things.
Who, me? Would I do stuff like that?
Yeah.
You would.
Wow, thanks.
No problem with it.
Ooh. I brought my fancy water bottle with me. I finally took the case off.
Ooh. Water.
Yeah, but look what's in the bottom of the water.
What's in the bottom of the water besides more water?
That's an amethyst, you ninny.
Well, your hand is kind of covering up, and I'll get you holding it by the bottom.
See?
Okay, all right, fine.
Yep, see the amethyst? There's an amethyst in the bottom of
yeah, you want to throw the wall behind you, not your face.
I'm trying, okay?
Yeah,
Shit, I can't maneuver this asshole thing.
Yeah.
There we go. See, it's got an amethyst in the bottom.
Want to be a filmmaker. All right. Can't film a shot.
Bob? Again, keep it up. I will go back to the subject of Soto Ghoul's boners.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not fucking my chat because he's a douche canoe. That's not right.
Fine, I'll just call him and bore him to death with the mysteries of being solved.
Yeah, she is. You get her ladybugs. So don't you want me to make that into a necklace for her? I'm just saying I'm available and I'm trying to make money to pay for all the crap I'm doing for my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this stream is happening, because I got 400 today. I've been making shit all day. And I do have to that one I only have one and it's quite big. So that would be, look at necklace size.
Yeah.
I could do some red and black earrings to go with it to accentuate the look. And I could put that onto a gold chain. That's absolutely possible. Yes, I am shamelessly trying to make money. And I don't care.
Oh, by the way, since I left Goodwill, I am not sweating and flaming up as much either. It's kind of nice.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, you act like women can have enough jewelry.
Never.
I have to shamelessly try right now. I have to.
Oh, jeez.
You don't know. I've been through so freaking much this last few. And I'm injured. My leg is injured. I can't walk around.
Pain, pain, and pain.
You just interrupted me, bitch. I was trying to say, and I wonder how long it'll take for him to ask what happened.
I think we covered what happened.
Oh, he was in here the other day when we talked about my leg injury.
I think Steph was in there and I was hearing the. I don't know.
Not you.
Oh. Well, when not upstairs or Price is Right.
The one in my chat.
Okay. Well.
What did you moan? No, that would actually be fun. I have another tear in my leg.
Oy, oy, oy.
Turquoise.
Pretty. Oh my god, I love turquoise.
Turquoise with little brown pearls.
Oh,
and the brown pearls go so well with the turquoise veins, don't it?
Yes, they are an excellent accent.
See, this is when you're sitting there going, now I need to make some money to buy some stuff for her too at some point. Right? I'm good at giving blue balls. What do you want?
And I thought Hunky was bad.
Price is Right is shameless when it comes to teasing me. Aren't ya? You crazy little fucker.
Wonder if I got any email. Well, I got my tablet with me, so I'm able to check on that.
But you're not. You haven't seen me go completely unhinged yet.
If I don't get my state refund tomorrow, I swear to God, I'm going to scream my head right off my shoulders.
If you try to do it on my streams, I swear to God, I will make you hurt.
I won't do it on your stream, I promise.
Good girl. This is where somebody pats you on the head. Oh, I'm getting the fuck you face. She's trying so hard to make me feel it too.
I'm taller and my horns grow faster. Remember that.
Oh, you gotta bring up height. You do. How tall do you think I am?
I don't know, about 5'4".
Wrong.
No.
4'6".
5'5".
How tall are you?
Me? I'm 5'7".
I'm taller than you.
Oh, potato.
Mhm.
Everybody's taller than Bob, so
Well, are we talking
yes.
about horizontally or vertically?
Not Lydian. Yeah.
I'm just over 5'8", sweetie.
Well, everybody's taller than Bob, so I mean, seriously, he has no
Not
dog in the
Lydian.
fight. And Lydian's not here, and you have no dog in this fight, so shut the fuck up, turd.
Poor Lydian. Why is he always picked on by these fucking assholes?
Because we're assholes.
Lydian
I
is such a
like
sweet
the gnome.
guy.
I want the gnome here.
The gnome is busy, so I can have my weekly hangout with him tonight.
The gnome does have a life of his own, you know.
No,
Yeah,
on the range.
That's not supposed to be allowed. He's not supposed to have a life outside of us. No, he's a great friend. He really is.
Cool.
Know me, know me, know me, know me. That's an interesting way to do a siren.
Know me, know me, know me.
Why do people seem to think I'm shorter than I am when I'm on these streams?
Yeah.
It's the angle of your camera.
Could be.
It's making you
Well,
look
it's kind of
shorter,
the only
actually.
place I have to put a camera where I can be on it.
No.
And it's the only way I can really accent the cleavage and actually fit in the camera and have it anywhere close, too.
By the way,
I'm being honest.
anybody wants to. Well, then they were said where the Enterprise was built. Yeah. This was produced. This was published. Official Star Trek fanzine. This is from the studio, or at least from the production.
Mm.
And the little Q&A thing in the back here. How was such a large ship launched? It wasn't. The Enterprise was assembled in space. In fact, one of the announces the upcoming publication of the making of Star Trek. So it has never been considered they built the ship on the surface.
So that one is a white opal with some turquoise bits and an arrowhead. See?
Cool.
That is
No
pretty.
price. No price. I'll give you points for the effort, but that was an awkward way to try to say it. And I'm not an e-thought. I don't do that stuff on streams. Valiant effort to take a cheap shot, but it didn't work.
Let's see what issue 2 had off.
Sorry. No.
This is the Greg Jean drawing here. Yep, covered by Greg Jean.
Well, I mean, I still wanted to make some more necklaces for the giveaway, so I guess when I got a sale in turquoise necklaces, I just decided to make a bunch of them and put most of them in the giveaway.
Cool.
I was like, well, I have to make some today anyways. It doesn't take me that much longer to make 20 necklaces over a few. I'm sitting. How am I sitting on my knees, you dumb fuck?
I said nothing.
That's not you. That's in the chat.
Mm.
She's just like that. I'm not even touching that one. Leave me out of this one. So to reiterate on this stream here, so far,
Mm-hmm.
bearing in mind I have a bunch of stuff I've also laid out that I'm working on. One sec here.
And these are all inflatable girlfriend friendly.
My necklaces I made so far for this stream,
Wow.
and the gorgeous wire wrapped and detailed turquoise and pearl stuff.
Wow. You have done a lot of work, dear.
No, it
And the
was.
sharp ones are emergency deflation devices.
Jesus, Steamy, really?
Hell!
Stevie, hey! What are you doing?
He's proving he's a fucking wanker British.
Now he comes out of his shell. He just come out the shell. He burst out the shell.
This is why we love him.
He burst out the shell going, Mama, boobies! I mean, Mama, saka saka! I mean,
I
I'm
may have
going
just
to
come
hell
across.
for this.
I may have just come across the first public, mention of Captain Robert
Yay!
April here.
That is absolutely great, Price. Just message me later. I do still have to get the golden chains, but they're in my cart already. I was already ordering them, so you have it simple or you can have it beaded.
Oh, crap.
Shit, have I really been on the air over 3 hours?
Yes.
Yes, you have.
Then again, I've made 5 sets of jewelry and about 15 necklaces and have a bunch of stuff laid out to finish.
Nice.
Okay.
That kind of fits.
Well, I'm going to roll because I need to get back to reading about my rye, wheat, and barley.
Okay.
18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, I need 24 of these chains for the rest of the stuff that's there. So 3, 5, 6. Have a good night there.
Good night, everybody.
Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Good night.
Oh, that's cool, Price. Because I've still got a whole bunch of white and black crystals from doing all the tribal stuff. So beaded would not be a hard stretch. Ooh, hard. I mean, all right, give me just a sec. I've got my arm on chains I'm unbagging. So they come shipped in these little bags from these hangers. So I unbag them and then I hang them on the edge over here to quick use. My necklaces. Mine. Fuck's sakes. Is there anything that isn't dirty in your mind?
Hey.
Okay, that's 10, so I need 14 more. No, what? There's another 20 necklaces to make and 4 more jewelry sets out of the stuff I laid out and designed. Oh, that's cute, Price. So, So the stream and what I finish up after stream will probably be about 40 necklaces and about 10 jewelry sets finished in that time.
Fascinating.
Oy vey.
Little production detail I didn't know about doing the empath.
So I just need to figure out where I put my beading wire, which I know I've got in here for the actual necklace thread. And I could throw together a necklace with the leftover crystals quick. I've already made almost 150 dream catchers in the last couple weeks,
Damn.
along with about 200 jewelry sets.
That's good.
No, it won't. And I'm still sorting through and picking up a bunch of my painted statues, woodwork, and other stuff that I'm packing up for this too. I hate Etsy with a passion. There's too many little things that you have to do and keep relisting and paying fees for to use them. I just like PayPal. It's easier, especially when you do custom items and you don't repeat the same pattern ever. Etsy is really functional if you have a very stable thing that you don't have to keep making a new description for, and you can just list it and leave it up, and you don't have to take it down and relist every time somebody orders something. When you're making every item completely custom and you have to make a full listing for every item, both time and fees get really ridiculous the way it's designed. I still miss Outbid. I wish this site had never gone down. It was the greatest site for this kind of selling. I fucking loved it. I made so much money back when we had it. So those who don't know what Outbid was and why we need another site like it, when Outbid existed, it was real-time auctions where you auctioneered your stuff on air. You had 2-minute time frames where people could bid on it and put bids in. And it certified the bids and it took it from their account at the end if they won it. And I had days on Outbid I was making $600 to $1,000 a day when I had Outbid. It was so much easier to use, but because of all the extra taxes and a bunch of different bills that were passed, it went under when the tax hikes in Cali happened about a decade ago. Outbid was a great site. And I had such devoted customers on it. It was unreal. Never been able to quite mimic the same sales and numbers I was getting on Outbid ever since it closed. And these all have sterling silver on them. Dee-dee-dee. And again, I'm going to be starting to go through this bin here with all these almost completely finished dream catchers. And just taking different charms and feathers and stuff and attaching them to all of them and boxing them up for the trip. These are literally a couple few minutes on each away from done. And then These are mostly done. And these are done. So people want to know what I've been up to lately. I could see you working a Two-Face costume, actually. I could see that. I'm thinking his features. I can actually see him working that character.
I thought there were 6 in here.
I actually think he's got the facial structure that he could pull the character off in a good way. Initially, depending on which version he used. Which, for issues the movie had aside, for Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones was good at it. Whether or not that movie had other issues or not, he played the creepy side of that well.
Yeah, problem is he played him like the Joker.
Yeah, like I said, there were parts of it that were there were parts of it where they were off, but the overall of him playing the part, how they wrote it, was beautiful.
Okay, let's see what part of New Delhi this one is from.
I mean, I can criticize every Batman movie, but I can also acknowledge the good that's existed in each movie too, you know? Well, except for one, because there was absolutely no fucking good in Batman and Robin. There was nothing but trash. I can't even say it had a redemption factor of having one of the only celebrities that ever had a crush on in it. Because it was still utter shit. It was a waste of his time.
Hey. I'm pretty sure Silk, Colorado does not have any kind of Hindu population. So.
It sounds more like your style, Price is Right, came from a little more of the dark era of the comics. And less of the movies. Which is fine, actually. I could see that from you. See, I will get into it with other Batman fans because I don't like how any of the movies overall played the characters. Any. Every single one of them I will pick apart because A, I don't believe any single person has ever been able to play both Bruce and Batman perfectly. Never have I seen one. The closest you get is Roy, but again, that's not quite the same as its voice acting. I've never seen anybody pull it off in live action.
I did like that Affleck.
Affleck was okay, but I didn't feel the Bruce side as much.
Yeah.
And at least in the parts I've watched the stuff he did.
Yeah.
Kilmer would have gotten better marks for it if they hadn't have fucking thrown in so much over the top 90 noise and neon that it muted out his performance. Because he actually had the emotion of both characters well. But there was so much else thrown in that movie, you couldn't even hardly see it. I think, but as the actor just hitting the personality of both, I think actually the one I felt for that part was closest was Kilmer, but there was so much else wrong with that movie, it didn't work, you know? I will like most of the Batman movies to some degree, too. Except for Batman and Robin. That was absolute shit.
Yeah. And no, George Clooney, that was not your fault. You stop taking the blame for it.
Oh, fucking yes, it was. He was the worst character in that entire movie. He put no effort in it, and he was absolutely lifeless. Sorry, no. Do I think that there wasn't other problems? Absolutely there were, but did he absolutely fucking sink his character and put no effort into actually meeting the personality? Yes. Did he treat it like a joke and not try? Yes. I'm not giving him a pass on that. See, I'm conflicted on that Price is Right. While they did do some realism well, and there's some things they did really well in those, they lost part of the spirit of some of the comic side, and they lost part of the personality of the characters too. I love most of them to some level. And I'll piss off a lot of people. I don't like the Tim Burton version. Partly because it's his cinematic background style, his art style for the movie is fine. He can do the artistic side of Gothic stuff well, but understanding the whole Gothic culture and style and not feeling cliche, he's not good at. He's never been good at, and I can't stand him. So I have obvious problems with that. Do I think that's because of the actors? No. I think it's because of some of the lines and some of the ways he designed some of the set scenes. He just kind of irritates me. But do I think that those, regardless of which one they love, hating the actors for it is cheap. I have a problem with the whole freaking Sparkle Vamp guy because he didn't actually put as much effort into it. And there's part of I do.
Batman is not a,
I had nothing wrong with, okay, give him a chance. That's a long time ago. That's not the only thing he's done. Fine, give him a chance. When he said, I'm not working out for the part and I don't want to look like a buff Batman, I'm like, oh, fuck you.
Yeah.
Okay, I was nice. I said, give you a shot. Now you can go fuck yourself. I said at the beginning I didn't think I could see him pulling it off, but I'd be happy if he could prove me wrong. I mean, for the era and for how they were writing the comics in the era, Adam West came closer to meeting all the personality traits. Because as campy as it was, he was meeting it the way it was written in that era.
Thank the Comic Code Authority for that. So,
But I don't blame him for that. He did it the way he was told to for that era. See, I want a little bit of the campy side of Batman and the historical side of Batman as well. I want a little bit of the grit because he was never a golden boy. And every time they've tried to overgloss him and say, and this is what I will disagree with Nolan on, because Nolan defends the whole Batman never kills thing. It's like, no, he did multiple times in the comics from inception to modern. He was never a full hero. He was always a vigilante. I'm sorry, that I will disagree with him on. But do I think it's a lot more nuanced than that? And the people who are defending him as ultra gritty are also stupid. Yeah. You know?
I mean, there's something to be said for Frank Miller's, thing. Look, the guy goes out dressed as a villain. Okay. Deliberately to scare the crap out of people.
That's also fair. Like I said, the best Batmans, I think, were not live action. And out of the live action, I think the ones who, and I'm not going to put the movie around them as part of it, the ones who played the personality of Batman the best, regardless of if the movie was overall good or bad, for both Batman and Bruce, were still Kilmer and Adam West. Every other one I've seen, they fall quite short on one of the two characters. And even on those two, they're not a perfect fit for both sides. But they matched the way it was written in their era better than the others. And yeah, for the animated stuff, anything Conroy did was always the best.
Well, yeah.
And because they could work so much more with voice acting and they didn't have to try to hit the facial expressions perfect every time and all that other stuff. He had a lot more leeway to really be able to pop the personality of both characters. Because Batman was a split personality, same as Two-Face. He was not one person. And that's part of the problem with it. Most of the people approach it like he's still Bruce, he's just doing this. Like, he really wasn't Bruce when he was dressed as Batman. It kind of screwed his brain.
The argument, I think there was something campy said Bruce Wayne died in that alley alongside his parents, and Batman was born. And that was a kid. Yeah.
I don't even think it was complete.
Yeah. Not quite that drastic, but a large part was like, no. Batman was and developed into, full blown by the time he got in his 20s.
I don't think Bruce fully died. I think he split his brain. I think it followed more the trauma of split personalities, honestly. Which is more common to happen to women than men, but it does happen to men.
Yeah.
And see, I will actually agree that Bale played a playboy fine, but I didn't get into him as Batman that well. I didn't feel him as much in those scenes.
He kind of forced it with the voice thing.
He could play the playboy and the arrogant prick well. He could not play the vigilante and the violent asshole side well.
Yeah.
And that's where I was disenfranchised with it some. I still love those movies. Don't get me wrong. I still love them. I still have them. But I don't see them as perfect. And I think some of the people overrate them.
There are moments in when the Bale sings, "Oh, I swear to God, swear to me."
Actually,
but honestly, strip the movies around them aside, strip the literary flaws and some of the Forever and the others aside. One of the times you most feel the origin story of Batman is when Kilmer was telling the tale of losing his parents and talking about the book and all that. When they wrote the part of him going through the flashbacks and talking about the trauma. That is the quintessential of Batman. Well done. The movie, for all its flaws, Kilmer had the emotional side of it beautifully.
Yeah. Well,
there's really a part of me that wishes like I could Frankenstein all these Batmans together, because every one of them, there's parts I think they did better than the others. It's like if I could just Frankenstein them, I could take this person's Batman personality, this person's edge and grit with this person's Bruce, and this person's emotional language, and blend and Frankenstein, and you'd have the perfect fucking Batman,
Well, for reasons I'm not going to go into on here, Christian Bale is the one that kind of won my heart.
Well, because of stuff that had nothing to do with the movie, though.
I have some issues with some of the stuff he's done out there, but that's a whole different discussion. But like I said, I think he's got merit on his, and I think a lot of these guys have merit for different reasons. And I don't like Burton's writing style, but I didn't hold it against Keaton at all, But Keaton, I couldn't feel him as much with Bruce.
Yeah.
It was amazing how well he actually could pull off the Batman scenes, because he really doesn't look or sound like he should be able to.
Well, he wasn't, I bet he wasn't a comic fan growing up. He didn't read comics.
No, but I'm also saying his voice and his stature and his build and his personality also don't make you think he'd be. You'd look at him and you'd think he could pull off the Playboy. He wouldn't pull off Bruce. It was pull off Batman, and it was actually the complete fucking opposite. He was better at the Batman scenes than the Bruce scenes.
Yeah,
and it's really, really fucking weird, but that's how it worked out.
There's another thing, with that Kevin Smith kind of thing about, Mr. Mom is Batman, but also think someone like that would have to dress up like that to pull off Batman. To pull off that kind of shtick, he would have to dress up in armor and everything else.
Yeah,
and
I
no
mean,
one would suspect it because they see him in a regular suit. It's a little shriveling nubbin thing.
but I mean, I have nothing against. I don't blame him for the things I dislike about that movie because things I dislike about that movie were not him.
Yeah. And again, he wasn't a big he wasn't a comic book fan, so he wasn't like, oh, I'm Batman. It didn't occur to him. Oh, me too. So he wasn't anything of this isn't right. This isn't worth the character.
I still all respect to Henry Cavill because he was good at what he did, but the best fucking Supermen to me are still Reeve and Reeves.
Yeah.
It's still George and Christopher every time. They had the look, the voice, the perfect golden boy personality, and could still get rough and violent. And I gotta love them for it.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Riot, sweetie. And this is me being very nerdy. I'm being absolutely fair to all of them. I'm criticizing and praising them all in different ways. Like I said, I do, and yes, it's partly because I'm a Val Kilmer fan, but also because he plays his character so. I feel he got screwed over with the way they did the scenes around him and the way they did it. Because they did so much over the top shit around him, it muted his performances so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And George Reeves was amazing, and he was the original one. And God, you put the pictures of George Reeves, and no, George and Christopher aren't related. The names are spelled slightly different, but they fucking look like they could be the same family line.
Yeah.
Like I said, Riot, it's nothing against Henry Cavill. He did his part well.
Yeah,
it's nothing against Steve Kane. He did his part well. I just consider the Reeves the gold standard of Superman. That's why I said it's nothing against them. I'm not going to mock them or put them down with this. I'm not diminishing the achievements of the others by saying that they're the gold standard.
With better scripts, Cavill could have easily,
I still don't think, based on his acting and his stature, I don't think he could have overtaken the Reeves to me.
Not overtaken, but he got a lot closer. Yeah.
And I do think he and Dean Cain are the ones who came the closest to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not absolutely not putting them down. I'm not saying they didn't earn their stripes. I'm just saying there's a few that earned it more to me.
Yeah.
Oh God. I remember when I first.
Go ahead.
Well, I remember when I first heard that Henry Cavill was, going to be Superman. I had my doubts, So.
Because he had a part in the Tudors.
Yeah, I ended up watching the Tudors just to see what his acting style was, and I was sitting there. Yeah, he's never going to be anywhere near George Reeves or Christopher Reeve, but yeah, he's definitely up there.
Like I said, I get why, and to be fair with the Henry Cavill era, there's other people in those movies that made me not, in the movie stuff he did, that made me not want to watch it. That also is an unfair thing. But I tried to watch as many of his scenes as I could and actually rate them, Oh, agreed, Price. I give George partly credit because he is the standard that created a lot of the personality for screen of who Superman is, who helped flesh it out beyond the 2D. And so you have to give him that credit. And it's also for the era he was in and how campy they were trying to make stuff and for how much he was fighting against all the censorship stuff. He did such a good job with so little technology to help him that I have to give him that credit too.
Yeah.
So I still hold George as one of the top two, but Chris is the diehard in the heart. It's the one that God broke my heart with everything that he went through, but they had the whole special on it right before he actually died. He actually did manage to get out of the wheelchair briefly. It went through years of therapy and physical treatment to do it.
Yeah, I think if he hadn't gotten it, eventually, he never would have been walking regular, but or maybe not. No, but because there was a stunt woman who had a very similar injury and managed to get back up, and she didn't go back to stunt work, I don't think, but
There's a very specific reason why I cannot sit through the movie Man of Steel. That's the same reason why there's one little scene I could watch over and over and over and over and over and over and giggle like a giddy schoolgirl and flip it off. And I'm just there's a bitch side of me, and there's somebody I really fucking revile there. So I can usually separate art from artist, not in that fucker's case.
Let's just say it involves a tornado. Yeah. And frankly, one of the stupidest story ideas. I'm sorry, but that was just.
Like, well, you got ripped an asshole. Thank you. I mean, okay, absolute bitch side. Fucking own it. But trying to sit there and watch him played off as this great, sweet guy is enough to make me vomit until my eyes bleed.
So clearly not a fan of Yellowstone either.
No, actually, the fact who they fucking hired to play John Kent is enough of a reason for me to fucking hate it. Him dying is the only good fucking thing about him being in that movie. Price is Right, I would rather take a fucking dental drill to the nipple than ever give fucking Costner credit for anything except for being a douchekin who fucking racist piece of shit who ripped off the fucking tribe when he made Dances with Wolves and treats our culture like shit while trying to claim he cares about it in Yellowstone. I hope he fucking chokes to death on a fucking dildo. In Minecraft, YouTube. Fuck him. He ripped off my family after being abusive to him for months. Fuck him. Literally. In Minecraft, YouTube.
Up the ass with a barbed wire dildo.
Oh.
I try to separate art from artists. I really do. But when it's personal, it's a lot harder.
Which means you won't be watching Hidden Figures anytime soon.
Yeah, but see, I can't watch that movie because of him being in it. Because I cannot disassociate him from his characters. It's unfair to the other actors. I tried. I couldn't do it. That's my problem. And that's why I said I'm conflicted on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
And he's still fucking... Yellowstone is just as fucking bad. He's still completely misrepresenting all whole swaths of people. He's changing history in it, just like they fucking did with Dances with Wolves. Where all that bullshit about the Sioux not being from this area started in that fucking movie. Being part of the mainstream. It was a fucking lie that Custer made up to justify the genocide. Literally. And they promoted it as fact in that fucking movie.
Oh, jeez.
We're not from another region. Our entire culture, our race, our history, our religion are based around that fucking area and have been for thousands of years. Anyway. I have so many issues with that movie and everybody who was involved in it. And there's a lot of people who worked on it who were small names, people from the tribe, people from the res, third world survivors who were fucked over, abused, and ripped off and never paid. And that's fair. Price is Right. Like I said, I can't disassociate it. I can't disassociate him. There's too much that my personal family and people have been through with him. Too much I've seen him do. And too many times I've seen him lie about our culture and our part of the country that I just can't disassociate him. And they're doing the same thing in Yellowstone. They're lying so much about the history of that area. It's not even funny. The people in that area fucking hate the show. Hate it. It's reviled in Yellowstone as much as Brokeback Mountain was in Wyoming. I'm not kidding. So, follow the trail, you know? It's like, look, if you want to do stuff with our culture, I know. I just got on that tirade. I got on that rant because that's the problem I have with the movie is him. My brother could disassociate it and still watch it and enjoy it. I couldn't. So I have problems watching TNG now after the shit I've dealt with fucking McFadden and Sirtis. Because they went after me. So that's where it gets hard for me is when I become a target of the bullshit.
Back in the bag.
Hey.
I still love TNG, and I sometimes can get myself to sit through and not see it, but it's harder.
Yeah.
I know, and I understand that. For me, by the time I got through the scenes with him, I couldn't disassociate that he was part of the movie, and it killed being able to get pulled into the fantasy for me. And it's unfortunate. It's not fair to Cavill. It's not fair to the others because they did do their scenes well. I just couldn't get into it. That's why I'm saying I give the movie credit. I give those actors credit. I just can't do it myself. Welcome back, Kermit. So I've got a bunch of necklaces, and they are, oh my gosh, so much pretty, so much awesome. Okay.
All right.
I'm listening.
You're going to open up with that. You better finish up. Anyway.
That just sounded wrong. Anyway,
No teasing here. Put up or shut up here. Come on.
Again, sounds wrong. Give them a minute to type. Most people don't type that fast.
Hey.
I mean, Anna clearly does if you watch the group chat. But
all right.
I acknowledge it's unfair. I acknowledge the whole situation, but I don't know how to fix it. Ah, fuck's sake. That I can agree with. Interesting. So, I ranted. And see, I absolutely believe if somebody likes something, I'm not going to shame them, even if I think it was ridiculous or stupid or badly made or full of bullshit or other stuff. I don't shame people for what they like. Just like I'm sure I like something a lot of people would find ridiculous. Fuck's sakes, the gothic girl and the mean girl in me likes watching fucking cheerleader movies just to watch them torture each other. I mean, literally like watching them and just sit there and laugh at every character's misfortune.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what it would say about me if I revealed that one of my favorite movies about cheerleaders is Death of the Cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beauty pageant movies can be fun too, especially fucked up ones like Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to watch people suffer and die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That movie was so fucked up. Oh my god. You guys do remember that one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, Death of the Cheerleader was actually based on a real life murder case.
Mm. I am really wondering about James Gunn though. It's like, what the hell's going on with that? It's like, the pictures of the guy in the suit, but then no, that was CGI. It was fake pictures. Then what the hell's going on there?
I'm like,
some kind of test balloon? Are they going to like this? I no. The Superman suit should be the biggest no-brainer on the planet. They already did it right once with Chris Reeve. Stick with that. Quit trying to reinvent the wheel every time.
that's the other thing. That every single time they do these movies, they want to surprise the audience. So they won't just look. I understand tweaking the costume a little bit each time because you have to remake it for the new actor. You want to adapt it slightly to the era he's in, but you want to stick to the basic at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't have to completely change the character. You don't have to throw away their costumes. You don't have to throw away the fantasy of it to add some realism or go with the era.
Yeah.
And still, one of my favorite Superman quotes of all time was on the Lucy Show.
Mm-hmm.
You're married to her? You've been married to her for 15 years? Yeah, I've been married to her for 15 years. And they call me Superman.
Yay.
It was kind of ironic. One of the frustrations was couldn't get any acting gigs outside of Superman. And what's the one he does? Lucy Show, playing Superman.
And he did it so well. It was such
I
a fun
know. It's like just down that ledge. And like Lucy's over and just gracefully say, "Hi, Lucy. I've heard so much about Superman. I heard so much about you."
Hey.
I did also get several new followers on Twitch over the last few days and are now over 100. So there's that too.
One day I will get around to watching the Snyder Cut, but me with an eye of chopping that thing down to a reasonable size.
I watched the Snyder Cut and yay.
Look, let me offend a bunch of people in our community. Snyder is an overrated fucking hack.
Yep.
Tell us how you really feel.
He's a cum-sucking douche canoe too, and a two-faced bastard who threw the people that were helping him do a charity event under the fucking bus.
Yeah.
And whether or not I like those people or not is irregardless. They literally were hosting a stream for his charity event and fundraising for him, and he comes in and basically does a disclaimer calling them racist and sexist and saying he's not associated with them.
Within 10 fucking seconds of being brought on.
Literally. Yeah, that's what he did with Geeks and Gamers. They did the whole stream to help fundraise for his charity, and the first thing he did was call them a bunch of bigots and say he's not associated with them.
Shocking.
Fuck him.
Fucking sideways.
What's Jeremy going to do in this situation? He handled as much grace and class as he could.
Yeah, Jeremy still, the whole stream, fought hard to raise money for that charity. He still raised a lot of money for the charity that stream. And again, people know I have my own beefs with Jeremy, but in that regards, he was the one that was in the right.
Yeah. And I suspect there was still a temptation.
Besides, I think the only person who has the record of sitting in the fucking Z car in Pensacola Beach saying fuck Trump to him.
Yep.
I hold that record proudly.
Yep.
It was his fucking fault. He's the one who asked me what I thought of him.
Yeah.
And asked really almost aggressively, what do you think of it? I just looked at him and went, fuck Trump.
Okay, then.
That was his face. He kind of looked down and went, okay, what else do you want to talk about? I was like, well, I asked her. I can't be mad that she answered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it right, Price.
They all oohed and awed and kissed Snyder's ass and tried so hard to help him.
And get him on the thing. And
every fucking one of them in the back for it.
Yeah, right out the gate.
And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you he heard how much they would have actually raised that night.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you, as soon as he did that, a lot of people signed out.
Yep.
And in fact, I watched the playback of the stream and watched the chat follow.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the chat disappeared as soon as he said that, and then it started filling back in after.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those people that were there at the opening, who might have donated, who might have cared, who were there trying to support him, heard him say that and went, "Oh, fuck you."
Yeah.
And just clicked off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't bite the fucking hand that's trying to feed you.
In that case, instead of donating through the link that they had up there, I looked up the charity directly and donated that way.
Yes, in the name of Andrew Koenig.
I still absolutely have a problem with certain people who, how do I put this gently, took cheap shots at the death of Snyder's daughter and basically implied that he was selling her for stuff and things like that. That was really wrong.
Yeah.
Who was it who did that again?
Oh, a certain crazy redhead currently in Las Vegas. I don't think it's saying that much, but it was in the area of that.
No, it was that much. She doubled down on it in the chat of Jesse's stream when the whole rift between Mary and her and
wow,
happening too. I fucking watched the comments directly from her in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that much. She literally implied that he was selling his daughter for prostitution, and that's why she did it.
I mean, the most I'll go is if your kid's favorite song is Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, that's a warning sign. That
Yeah.
He may have missed warning signs. He may not have caught what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He may have even done some things that caused some damage. But to sit there and say that he was doing that to his daughter without proof, to sit there and say that about somebody's dead family member, no. You don't
irresponsible,
do that.
Irresponsible at best.
That was the redheaded harpy we were referring to.
Talking about,
She accused him in public discord of selling his daughter for prostitution and causing her suicide. Yeah, one of the ones that Mecca was going after harassing during that whole bit when I was showing you her defense of certain child touchers. One of the ones he was attacking was Price is Right. Oh, go ahead. You can talk. You're in chat.
Yeah, we already brought up Mecca, so go for it.
I don't usually talk about other YouTubers, but I've allowed it with her because fuck that bitch.
No, I remember seeing Jesse was doing with Anna and Mech and.
No, Kermit. No, I don't care if it's Hollywood. You don't make that accusation. You don't even imply that was being allowed without evidence. No, I'm gonna call. Don't take that away. I want that comment gone. Even if you're just trying to say you think it could happen, you don't say that shit without evidence about somebody. Not everybody in Hollywood is part of the evil underbelly of it. And there's a lot of people who've been hurt by this.
He's retracted it. Okay.
This is one of those things that gets to me because I understand the visceral reaction. I understand the distrust. I even understand when people have that feeling. But we've got to be better than to make accusations because we hate Hollywood or Hollywood is overall corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's put it this way, Price is Right. How many times have I blasted that bitch now?
Yeah.
And I wasn't just... You got to realize the fact that we're saying these things about her. I mean, you were one of her wrenches for a while, weren't you, Robert?
Maybe. I was a wrench on Midnight's Edge for a while.
I thought you were in her chat when I was hanging out there before.
I don't know about her.
I don't know if you actually did much or anything while you were there, but I know she'd given you one at one point.
Not on her channel. Again, I got a wrench with Midnight's Edge for a while.
But we
were both wrenches there. But
so much until we stood up to her. I was in her fucking private Discord server, not the one that she shared to everybody to get people in. The one of her close friends and family. Of course, after she started going crazy on everyone, I sat quietly in it for over a year and just watched the shit she was doing and warned people. Yeah. But I'm like, look, guys, this crazy bitch is still starting shit.
Should I throw a link at Rob, see if he's available?
I know. How is Rob? He hasn't been messaging as much the last few.
Well, he's still there. He's chiming in on stream she's gaming she's doing. Where are you? There you are.
Remember, guys, don't stick your dick in crazy. Although we have a certain mutual friend, Price, who doesn't like that phrase because he says that's all the girls that he dates. No comment.
Might want to modify standards.
Yeah, but then he follows it by, and they are the best slaves. It's like, yeah, and they're the ones that'll try to burn your house down after. And I don't mind saying this because he said it in my fucking chat and publicly several times. I'm talking about fucking Papa Cotton. Oh.
They're more willing to get a little freaky here and there, but they...
Hell, he sat here in my chat one time and said that he knows how fucked up a woman is by how much she turns on his willy.
Oh, Jesus.
And the only reason I don't mind saying this is because literally he said it in my chat. He's not ashamed to say it. And I consider him a friend.
I'm eBay for a while.
You know very well, Price is Right, that I fall in between mocking what I consider the fake alphas that are writing the anti-feminist stuff for attention because they don't have a better way to get girls, honestly. And a real alpha doesn't have to announce himself as an alpha male. Just saying, you know that I like fucking with those guys. And they know I like fucking with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But I also love fucking with those stupid, whiny feminist bitches. So I'm fucking fed up with them.
Oh, Karens.
Mm-hmm.
Not literally. I'm a good girl. I am a good girl. Devoted to her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Who has a crazy, wild bitch side.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it is what it is, what it is, what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Try to remember, I really am a good girl most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always think that way.
That's just the times you make the news. Yeah.
I just get more views when I'm thinking that way, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Baby.
It's like, at the Star Trek convention, most of the people there are dressed perfectly normally and don't do anything. It's the ones that, show up in the meticulously researched outfit, or at least they think it's meticulously researched, and that's what draws the cameras. The ones who clearly have not seen the outside world in 6 months, and
Let me put it to you this way, Price. How many men have I consented to sexually? Any guess?
You're married to him, aren't you?
well, let's just say the title of a Three Dog Night song.
Because I'll never have one. And the only guy I've ever consented to is my husband. Only guy. So, yeah, when it comes to jokes about slutty behavior, I don't tend to like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a nympho. I'm not a slut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm insatiable. Not easy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wear collars on air.
It's not often.
Shh. I don't have those types up anymore. Wait, you weren't here when I did that, were you?
I know we've discussed it. I don't know if you actually.
Well, you did kind of briefly put on that one that I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Steffi bought me a collar and sent it to me.
Mm-hmm. It was on the throne list, so it wasn't like it was unsolicited.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
See, I could make a comment like Steph got you the collar, but Bob got you the lead.
Mm.
But I won't. I wouldn't dare make that comment.
I did not get anybody else. No.
Shame on all of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good one.
Yeah, he's only gotten her the tamer stuff on her.
I got a microphone for it. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I should wrap the stream up because that's over a half hour before I have to do everything with the gnome, and I still have some stuff to get done around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I should wrap up the stream.
Okie dokie.
Remember, boys, never decker with an unwrapped pecker.
Mm-hmm. And never go to bed with someone crazier than yourself. Yeah.
That's taken quite a bit for some of my friends, actually. I mean,
I'll talk to you all tomorrow then, guys.